Hello, hello, hello. Let's see if I can't send some damn notifications out. Hello. Trying to figure out how to send notifications out again. This shit messes with my brain. Okay, I think I sent some out. I'm bored. Sitting here by myself. Grandkids is next door over at my son's house. Waiting on my other son to get here so I can go to his place and get ready to go meet Dog the Bounty Hunter tomorrow. What? I made a deal with Ernie. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to, which I've got it, but I'm still trying to get a few dollars extra to take us all out to eat tomorrow while we're gone. But we're going to go over to Henderson County, Tennessee, and hopefully get to meet Dog the Bounty Hunter. Thanks for sharing it out, and it's I'm just sitting here bored to death. Everybody done left me again. Hey, Skunk, I ain't seen you in a couple days. What are you doing? Hopefully, I'll get out. Well, I know we're going. I don't know how many people will be there, so I really don't know if we'll get to actually interact with him. But thought about making a poster and asking him on the poster if he knows Ernie Shell. But we're definitely going. Um, just excuse me. Hope to have a little extra to maybe grab some grub on the way or on the way back. Yeah, I think all of us is kind of dealing with life. We just have to take it one day at a time, I guess. Fuck it. My other daughter-in-law just messaged me, said she just got back home, so she made it home safe. As we was coming into Harlan County from Bell County, there's a big cow field on the right hand side of the road. There was literally like 15, maybe 10, 15 cows right in the middle of the road. So I called the police and let them know, that way they can get a hold of the people that own them, because I don't know who owns them, and I'm not getting out and messing with no fucking body's cows. So we just laughed about it, and I called the local law enforcement so they could get a hold of the people that actually owns that farm and get them wrangled back up and put in their pens. Oh, Lord. Boredom just straight up kills me anymore. Hi, Shayla. So hopefully I'll get to meet Dog the Bounty Hunter tomorrow. I'm all excited, like for real. 'Cause like I said, I love meeting new people, and regardless of who he is, I'm actually out to meet his son. I ain't even gonna lie. He's a hottie, even though he's not my age, but he's a hottie. I want a photo op with him. Maybe get to ask him if he knows Ernie. I've actually met quite a few people through the um, MMA stuff, the mixed martial arts and stuff like that, and wrestling and all that shit. But I guess it's just different with certain people. I've met a few famous artists and shit like that, so it's just different with everybody, I guess. I actually left my damn hat in my daughter-in-law's vehicle, so that's out. I was going to get him to sign it, but that's out because I'm not going all the way back to pick that hat up. I reckon there's supposed to be some kind of wrestling or something. I'm not sure if there's anybody, like if it's just local guys or actual predict. Yeah, like there was literally like Fizz Crank. There was probably about 10 or 15 in the road. I mean, like right in the highway, and that's the main highway between Harlan County and Bell County, which is not a big road. It's not a big 4 lane or nothing, but a lot of people travel it, and it's a couple curves right in the mix to there. So I really didn't want nobody to plow up over a cow or try to swerve and end up hitting somebody else. So it was kind of concerning. So the dude was laughing. The dispatch was actually laughing, which we was all laughing. I was like, dude, there's seriously like 10 or 15 cows in the middle of the road. And he started laughing. So me and my daughter-in-law started laughing too. But I mean, what are you supposed to do? I damn sure wasn't getting out trying to shoo them back in the damn cow field. Then my oldest son calls and he's like, Mom, are we really going tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, we're going. I said, I just, got to make arrangements with everything and make sure everything else is taken care of. And I said, yeah, we're going. And we was telling him about it. And he's like, well, why didn't you hit one and just bring it home? We'd have had all kinds of meat. Like, no, son, no. Oh shit. Yeah, I wasn't high today, so I mean that wasn't the that wasn't the thing. I wasn't even drinking. So I mean, I knew I was really seeing it. I knew I was really seeing it. It wasn't no chemical imbalance or nothing like that. So I know when I get back tomorrow, I'm gonna have to cut some grass. It looks like the. Hold on, honey. Hold on. Let me see. Let me figure this out again, honey. I wasn't about to get out of the car, Scott. Like I seriously, I was not. I wasn't even getting out of the car for real. Well, shit. How the? Oh Lord! Now I don't remember how to do that. I don't remember how to freaking copy this not. Hold up. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, there was a decent sized hole in that in that fence line whenever we went by it. So let me see. Hold on a minute, Pink. Let me figure this out again, honey. Shoot. How did I do that? I don't know if that worked or not. Well, shoot. I sent Murder a link through Messenger, but I don't know if he. I don't even know if he's home from work yet. He's been working his butt off. Hey, rapper. Well, I don't see that. Shit. Hello, Appalachian TV. Great squad's in the house. I was just telling people how there was about 10 or 15 cows in the road. But, you know, my big ass wasn't getting out the car messing with them damn things. No, sir. Hold up. There we go. Hold up.
All right, did it work?
Yep,
there we go.
Worked.
Thank goodness. That took a while.
I was like, I was trying to figure out how to copy it. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about certain things on here. Like,
I would most definitely tell you that
I hit the wrong thing.
Yeah, StreamYard is definitely one of the easiest things to use nowadays. Like if you ask me, but considering like compared to other apps like Restream and you know, and what was the other thing? I'm trying to think. There's another app that people use to go live streaming on. And it can be OBS, but OBS is kind of like StreamYard, but but except that maybe set up a little differently. But it's part of StreamYard, I would think. But there's another one, but I can't think of the name though.
Hold up.
All right, take your time.
That's all right. My grandbabies was running wild. They're all they're playing outside, but they ran in for some reason.
Yeah, I feel that because I was just thinking about it. Yeah, because there's a lot of them that in my area that run around. But this is like during the summertime because kids are now out of school nowadays, and so they're more like running around. And you're more like screaming, like they're just basically doing their own little thing.
Right.
And it's like I get almost tell you like it never basically gets old, but but when you're going out for walks, because a lot of the kids are like there's really a lot of big dogs in our area, so a lot of kids do get scared of the big dogs, but some kids you've always be wary and actually keep them dogs on the leash, make sure nothing ever actually happens. Now, if that makes sense. But that's practically just me.
Right. I don't like big dogs either.
I mean that's the thing though. Like they're really scary. I mean they can be extremely scary. Like especially the bigger one. Like especially 140-pound Rottweiler. Oh gosh, that's like a humongous beast.
Right.
I mean that means that dog weighs more than I would say that. Maybe more than actually I would say 30% of Americans that that are way like somewhere between like 115 and 130, which was like what can be which maximum weight for someone that's anywhere between 4'11" and maybe like 5'3", somewhere around there. Right, so it's gonna weigh more than the majority of those people.
Yeah, I don't do well with big dogs. I'm timid of them. Like I'm not like completely afraid of them. I'm just timid of them, and I think they can sense that. That's where I got bit
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid. I got bit when I was younger, and I got that kind of timid fear of them. You know what I mean? Like it's not to the point to where I'm like
Yeah.
totally scared to death of them, but it's just like it is intimidating to me.
Yeah, for me, like I used to be, I mean, really, afraid of dogs, but until we got my own, Shih Tzu, and Thor, and but another thing though is this, I mean, and he's the one that actually got my fear of over dogs. To be honest, now I'm able to actually, be around dogs and not feel so afraid of, of them. But that's the thing though. But I'm still like a little wary. I mean, of them, especially not only the dogs, but geese too. Because the wild Canadian geese. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
very wary. I mean, of those too.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna just like walk up to a wild Canadian geese. Like I'll walk past them, but I won't like walk up to them. Like
Well,
shit. Them things.
yeah.
He's very very aggressive.
Yeah, they get aggressive. I checked backstage, Fizz Crank. I didn't see there's nobody back there, honey. I don't I don't see anybody. Katie said something about the wig.
That. Oh yeah, the person always says something about it's not actually a wig. It's just basically hair. Just think of it like natural hair. Okay, but it's not
Right.
a wig. I like people just don't understand that are not able to tell the difference between the way just because the way it looks, but it's actually hair, like natural hair. But I because I'm the one that put the natural hair on it and just put the high heel boots, and I just changed up the diamond ring a little bit. That's all. But I don't understand where people get the wig from because it's not a wig. But let them people think whatever they want to think. Because that's the thing though. They honestly think that they can honestly get to me, but they can't get to me. These people honestly think that they have what it takes to get underneath my skin, but it's not possible. I'm the just type of person. I just fight back. You know what I mean? I'm just don't take
Right.
shit from nobody. That's all.
I loved Katie's little picture that she had on her live today. That was funny. It had
Oh,
like
I didn't see that.
some kind of little gas mask, like the whole fucking what do you call them? Like you're going to be messing with some nuclear shit and a big gallon of bleach. It was hilarious. It was just cute the way it was drawn out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can honestly tell you. I mean, this. I know that she's changed her picture. Like, I don't. I'm gonna say at least twice. I mean, because originally she was pink, then she changed it to orange, and now she's like purple. I mean, I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
like very odd to me.
hazmat
I mean, I
suit.
don't know where she get. Yeah,
Right. That's what
she
I was
thinks
trying
that
to
I'm
think
like.
of as a hazmat suit.
Yeah, she thinks I'm like copying her. Like I'm not copying, her. Like people think that I'm like copying her. Like that she says that she wants her hair back. She wants me to give her everything back. She wants me to give her the color back. She wants me to give her hair back to her. Well, that's the difference. It's like if you look at take a closer look at my profile. I mean, hers is like a little different. Hers is like straight, whereas mine's is like long and curly. It's like a little different. Like, and plus mine's a little longer than hers, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, Katie's
So
pretty. I mean, she's pretty. So I mean, even if you did want to copy her, I mean, maybe that.
no, no, trust me, I am not copying her. I wasn't even thinking about her when I made this avatar. I was not thinking about her whatsoever. It really didn't like really dawn on me until actually after when people started to give me a heads up. Then because before that her picture didn't really actually, I didn't really pay close to her attention. I just paid close to her attitude and how she treated others. That's all. But no, I cannot ever copy anyone. I just do me.
Right.
But yeah, this is what these people doing here. And plus, she also calls it a Party City wig too. But the thing is though is this: Party City is not around anymore. The Party City place is like completely defunct. They went from bankruptcy, and then they shut all the remaining Party City stores down.
Right. I
And
used
if
to
I'm
work
not
for
mistaken, Party City didn't even like sell wigs. They sell like other stuff, but wigs wasn't like necessarily one of them. They sell like costumes. They sell like basically toy stuff. They sell like they color pencils. They sell like more like school stuff, and more like Halloween and decorated and makeup and stuff like that. But they didn't like necessarily sell wigs, not that I'm aware of.
right. I like going to Party City. That's where I got a lot of my decorations and shit.
Right. So, and I can honestly say it. It's not. It's not. It wasn't a bad store. Party City. What definitely wasn't a bad store.
Hmm. Prices wasn't too bad either. That's the thing. Like for a lot of people, especially families and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because we used to go there. All the time when I was basically younger. I used to always like basically look around the Party City stores. Like I used to always get what was it, them giant like pencils like that people used to sell. They used to have different designs and different colors. They had my one of my favorite cartoon characters. At the Party City store too.
Right. They had the twistable ink pens and stuff. Hey, hi, fine. But they had the
Yeah,
twistable ink pens, just all kinds of different stuff.
they did. They had one of my favorite color pens too. Like, and I used to always get Spider Man. I used to always get SpongeBob. I used to always get they even had some, what was it? I'm trying to think of another show. They had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had like Power Rangers. Like, oh my goodness, they had like all the Nickelodeon favorite
Right.
TV shows you can ever think of, and it was like very stylish.
Right.
And
They
those were
ran.
like one of my favorites. And it's a shame that but since the Audi Party Cities basically shut down, like there's hardly ever any more of them. They don't really sell
Right.
them anymore.
Well, we didn't have one here. I had to go all the way to Fountain City to go to one, so that's a bummer. But it's really bummed out that there's not any left.
Nope. There's only
And
like,
there's
I would say, because where I was actually live, let's see, as far as I know, there was only one where I actually lived. It was like there was only one actually in the mainland of hometown. So
right. Oh,
that was about it. There could have been more than that, but they just wasn't in my hometown. They were basically out of the city in other parts of the state, if that makes sense.
right.
So it's different. I also like the part where Party City, where they had like vampire blood teeth that made it look like they were so real. You could stick them things on your freaking teeth, and my goodness, it will make you look really scary. Like it will make you like put frightened like in someone's
Right.
eyes.
Right.
I remember one time from Party City, I would put the things on, and I'll have people look at me. It's just like and I could always tell you this, like I said, mom went out, and then this was like when I was younger. I'd be like, mom, look at these teeth, and my mom kind of got a little frightened. She was like, whoa, what is that?
Yeah. Hey, Mama T.
And she thought I was a real actual vampire.
Mm-mm.
It's actual what?
Yeah.
And they had actual blood too on there too. I mean, they had actual makeup and stuff you can actually put inside the party
Oh yeah, they
store
had a
too.
bunch of Halloween stuff. Like that's my favorite.
They did. They absolutely did. To be honest, I don't even know why they had a bankruptcy, but I had a feeling it wasn't gonna last that long anyways. But who would have ever thought?
Right. Hey Jesse. I wasn't expecting it to go bankruptcy and just go flop like that for real. Because every time I went into the one in Fountain City, it was packed. You know what I mean? But that was
Yeah,
actually the
well,
closest one to my area, so everybody probably went over there for that one. You know.
I mean, in my area, there was quite a few people that went in there, but but it was located in basically a shopping center. So technically, speaking, it was going to be packed, anyways, because it's located in other places, like where there was like Shoe Carnival, where it was like City Trends, where there's like Harper, Hobby
Right.
Lobby, when there's
Other big
like a
stores.
whole bunch of other
Right. Other big
stores.
stores. Right. Well, the one over in Fountain City was in like this. It was in a. It was like in a little shopping mall area type deal, but a lot of the stores had closed down. Like there was only. Oh Lord, what was left over there? I think there was a CC's Pizza, and then there was like a gym beside of it, and the shit. There was something else beside of it. It might have been a grocery store or something, and there wasn't really much around it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and a lot of stores
I,
are basically turning out to be like that. I mean, including malls. I mean, nowadays it's like some of them are just go out of stock and they don't make as much money as usual. So technically speaking, they start closing, some of the stores down, and they end up taking out a lot of things. Like that's what they did to Sears. I mean, in my hometown, they did that to Burlington. They even took out the MMA Fit Club. Like they took out a lot of different things. They took out Dick's Sporting Goods. Like, oh my goodness. But there's a mall town in my area where it's just technically like a dead mall now. They even removed MCL, cafeteria. They removed a lot of things. So
right,
a lot
they
of things that used to be in there are no longer in there. They removed
yeah,
Foot
they
Locker.
closed a lot. They closed a lot down here
Yeah,
too. I think that like it's which we really didn't. I mean, honestly, like Harlan really didn't have a whole lot anyway. But every time something new opens, it might be here maybe 9 months to a year, and then it's gone. And
yeah,
it's sad.
and my thinking of is this, like, because the malls in the area, it was so like it was a very fabulous area. I mean, it was, I mean, kind of like high crime. I mean, in that area, so that might
Yeah,
have something to do with it. But
right.
but then again, it's always been like that. It's always been like a dangerous, I mean, area. I mean, in somewhere around there. So, but yeah, they took out a lot of different stores. They even removed Foot Locker. They removed Bath and Body Works, Andy's Wholesale Furniture, like everything. Oh, and not only that, did you? I can't even tell you. They also closed down Buffalo Wild Wing too. Can you believe that?
Oh wow.
All around
That,
the same time.
yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
So I don't even know anymore. Like it's just unbelievable.
Right.
I'm not really
Now,
thrilled with it.
like I said, we don't have a whole lot here anyway. I mean, honestly, like we're in the middle of nowhere, like the backwoods type shit. So I mean, when we get something, it's like everybody hits it real quick, and then people just die out on it, and they don't make as much money, so they end up closing. So I don't know.
Yeah, they tend to like close a lot of stuff in my area, and then let's say like a few months later or years later they'll build it or reopen it as something else.
Right.
That's what they always do. and that's what I find very interesting. It'd be like, okay, well, you only been open for so very long, then you close down for for a short length of time or for a few years, and then reopen as something else. You can reopen as a donut shop. They reopen as other restaurants. They can sometimes they shut down certain stores, and then they turn them into like gift shops. Yeah, they do that, and sometimes they even turn them into schools.
Right, the only gift shop that we have around here is actually in our hospital. Other than that, there's not just a gift shop type store. There's really not. There's nothing. Harlan Harlan is bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, because me, I live in like a big city. I mean, actually, I live in a larger city, so technically there is a lot of stuff. But whereas other parts of the states and cities, but actually no, I take that back. There's like maybe three largest cities in my area. And it's actually hometown state. It's actually three largest cities.
Right.
But other than that, but the one thing though is this. I mean, I'm 2.5 hours away from the second largest state, and I'm basically 3.5 hours from the third largest state. So yeah, they're quite a bit hours away from me.
Right.
That's a lot.
Well, either Lexington or Knoxville would be like my closest, like the biggest cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if one is like 2 hours and something, and the other one's 3 away from me.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out. And it's funny because I really want to go visit. I mean, some other largest parts of my state too. I really want to do that. I mean, actually, I have actually done that. To be honest, I actually have. But but in my home state, there's only about, I would say, shoot. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna say there's like maybe 50 cities. I don't know, somewhere around there. It could be. I don't know. It could be more. It could be less. But some are just not as well known as others. There's also a countryside road. There's even a racetrack. I mean, in the country of my state too.
Yeah, we got well, it's actually over in Tennessee. It's not here in this part of Kentucky. There's a couple of racetracks.
Yeah, because I've seen a few of them, but that's one. I mean, in the area where I live, and boy, I almost tell you, when when we look it up and we watch them race cars, and there's people that actually drive race cars like on the actual track to see which one. You could even more like NASCAR.
That's cool. Well, see,
Yeah, it is.
there's a local that's really close. It's like maybe an hour and 10-15 minutes, and it's a dirt track.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, and then there's a which Bristol is not far from here, so I mean that's a big one. I've
Yeah,
never
I mean,
been.
because
I've been to Bristol for the Christmas light showings and stuff like that, but I've never went to the actual like the races.
yeah, I've never been to the actual races myself, but I would like to experience what it would be like to actually go to one of those things. I mean,
Yeah,
eventually, but I don't know. Like there's just something about me that I don't really do good with a whole crowded. Like oh, but I do better in large crowds now than I ever have before when I was like growing up. Because growing up, I didn't like being around large, crowded, areas and things like that. I didn't like that at all. But I'm kind of getting used to it. But it's still not my thing. But I'm willing to like. Let's just say I'm willing to go like if it was like family. Yeah, if it was family of mine, like some like blood related, and it was a group of us going now, or some, I'm willing to basically do that. But but if it's just me or just like a couple of people, like that's a bit much.
I don't have a problem with like going and being in big crowds. Um, I've got a handle on my anxiety now. Used to, it really bothered me, but I think I've got a handle on that now. So
So yeah, it's kind of like a little different. I mean now because but nowadays like I'm even able to go in stores. I'm even like to like I get out now. Nowadays I will even go to the store. I will communicate with the people that you know that I used to always see and grow up with. I mean as a child. And there's this one lady that works at Target, and oh my goodness, she's been working there for years, like for like ever since I was a little bitty thing. And I would go into that Target store, and I would see her, and I'll be like, "Wow, you're still working here." And she'd be like, "Yep, that's me." And we would sit, in the store, and we would talk for as long as an hour.
Rapper, behave, please.
What are they doing?
Spamming the chat. He's having a bad day, or somebody got on his nerves. One.
Mm. That they always go in people's chats and spam. That's their thing. That's what they like doing. I would have been like, if it was my channel, I'd be like, they're just gonna keep spamming until they actually get tired. Because I ain't gonna be timing them out. It's like shoot, you can spam. I mean, for hours, but eventually your hands are gonna give out.
Yeah, I know. I normally don't say nothing to him, but see, apparently he's having a bad day or something. If he is crank, must have said something or done something, or he's just having a bad day. I don't know. We all have bad days. It's all right.
I mean, we do. You're absolutely right about that. We do. I will agree with that. But my bad days are actually limited nowadays because I hardly get on here much anymore. But but when I do, there's only very few little people that I actually talk to because this I can tell you right now, I don't ever get tired of basically conflicts, but one of the things that is though is this. But if someone's going to challenge me to go do something, I'm gonna take that challenge and go do it.
Oh yeah.
Like I already been called a predator and everything else above, and I'm still here. Like nothing's gonna run me off YouTube. Like nothing. So I mean, anyone that thinks that they can run me off YouTube, then they're practically wrong. I mean, altogether, because I'm not going anywhere. Shit, you can basically, I would say you can dox my house. You can dox my name. You can dox my pictures. You can dox my whole family. You can do whatever you want, but I'm still gonna be on YouTube. And plus, my family is not necessarily bothered by it because that's the thing though, because they don't answer the phones. Because they're not on this YouTube shit. They don't care about it. And plus, they can't get in contact with my relatives anyway because they don't know who they are.
Right.
And but that's the thing though. But even if they do, they can't. They won't answer the phone because they don't do it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, mine would probably just cuss somebody out, to be honest with you, if they got a hold of their phone number.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like YouTube used to be I mean a very safe place. I mean to be because I mean when I first I started YouTube a while back, well, which was back in 2023. Well, actually, no, I've been on YouTube a little longer than that, but growing up, but I was just mainly watching videos and watching gaming and and chatting with folks by then. But back then, there was no doxing, there was none of that basically going on. Like people weren't necessarily doing that back then as they're doing now.
Right.
So I don't know where people get this whole like how all of this basically started, but but now people are now doing that.
Hey, Guardian Angel. Yeah, I don't like the whole doxing thing. That's ridiculous. But people's going to do it regardless of how we feel. So it is what it is. I just don't feel
That's
we.
true.
I just don't. I just let people do whatever they want to do, and if they come at me sideways, and I'm just going to block them. Like I have no need in bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm starting to actually, think that okay, well, if when I'm starting to, think about it, I'm starting to basically realize, okay, it's this. Some people will try to basically make you get close to them, and and once you get very close to them, they'll try to do everything to be like, okay, say for an example, they'll be like, okay, guess what? I like you. I like you. What? Why don't, how about we meet up somewhere? And they'll make up try to make up all these different arrangements. But then again, once you meet up with them, in person, you get to know them. You think that they're like your true friends, and you find out they're not.
Right. I mean, I totally agree with that because there's very few that I've got like that I really got close to. You know what I mean? Like for real. Very.
Exactly. And then, but not only that, but then there's some older people. I mean, on the app too. But that's another thing. Then when somebody passes away, or when someone is addicted, it comes to YouTube. Like, say for example, if someone is basically drinking, and someone is actually doing meth, all of this basically comes out to YouTube. Like, say for example, there was a woman and her missing child, but I guess she came onto the internet looking for sympathy for her lost child, and guess what? Now this person just made it into content. They her own basically daughter has basically come onto the YouTube and onto the internet and explore her parents business.
Yeah,
And
I
now
don't like.
people,
All right, go back outside and play. They running in back and forth.
right, it should, but that's what I'm talking about. But then that's one thing I don't like about doxing, because one of the things so is if someone is very close or part of YouTube and they pass away, guess what? That's going to end up being content as well.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like
It is.
that really
Like,
is.
no one, like, just because when someone's passed does not mean that you have to make it make them content. Like, no one needs to know this. Like, it don't need to be part of YouTube. And guess what? Then they'll start getting in contact with the relatives and people that they know and the people that they're related to, and they'll even try to make up all these different lies and statements like that.
Well, that's just people wanting content. Like you said, they just turn them into content.
Exactly. And we know that they're making some type of money off it. We all know they're doing that. That's why I don't care that that's why I don't care about the true crime. That's why I don't care about true crime. That's because I don't care about the whole Summer Wells case. I don't care about the whole Sebastian Rogers. I don't care about the none of that. Like, I don't care about those missing cases, because that's what people are coming on here doing it. But they think that they're doing something. They're helping out, but they're not actually helping out. They're just helping them basically. Yeah, they're just basically helping them stalk the people's families. They're trying to bring lies. They're trying to put these people in danger. Like, they're just coming onto the internet just to make money, and they're trying to and they're pretty well at doing that too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that I don't like. I mean, I don't like the true crime thing. I really don't, because people use those kids. But I hope and pray that they find them and everything's okay. But you know, like people using kids, that's I hope every one of those get their karma.
Yeah, and then speaking of that, there was a place that just got solved. Like, okay, have you heard of? Oh, I hate to speak. I hate to speak about about this, but have you ever? I mean, oh gosh, heard of the Delphi case?
A little, not a whole
Okay.
lot.
Okay. Well. Okay. That case has already been solved, and a YouTuber basically came on the internet and did a review of that, and they tried to basically try to make this man look innocent, like he did nothing wrong. And they're gonna try to, and they did reviews and talking about, oh, this person never said that. Oh, they were misjudged. Yeah, I mean, this person is destroying their character. Yes, you see, I mean, what the detective is basically doing. They're not doing their actual job. They're misleading. I mean, y'all. They're making y'all think that this person that is trying to they're making this person look worse than what they've done.
Hmm. Now, I don't follow it a whole lot. Like I don't follow true crime a whole lot like that because it bothers me. Like I feel a certain type of way. So and especially when it comes to a kid. So I try not to get into that a whole lot. But I don't know.
Right, and my thing, is this: like, how you gonna tell someone that they're wrong? Like, how you gonna tell the detective and the investigators and people that have done search on this case for years and came out with the evidence that they did? And this is why they did not come with it public, because they wanted to make sure everything was being in place. They did not release everything because they knew that people would mess it up, would give out misinfo that can mess up the case.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Right. And that one YouTuber was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, that's I don't know. If my child or anything like that went missing or anything, there's no way in hell I'd bring it to YouTube. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Because
Like seriously,
people
there's
are
no
just going
way.
to, right. Because people are just going to basically make it about them. They're just going to explore, your life. They're just going to make, money off your missing children. They're
Right.
going to basically stalk, you. They're going to basically terrorize you. They're going to make fun of your child. They're going to do all of the above. People are going to gift them. They're going to scam you. They're going to do everything they can just to make sure your child is not basically found.
Right. I just feel like I would never, ever come to YouTube over something like that.
Right, and it's already been done too. Like, it's too many people that are doing this nowadays. That's why I don't really trust the true crime community. I just don't really trust no one. It's too much. I mean, you think that these people honestly care about you, but they don't. But they don't.
Right.
They do all of this for like I said, for the clips and views. I'm not trusting anymore. True. Actually, I never really trusted the true crime community. I always spoke out, against them. I always spoke out against, I mean, their lies. I've always, spoke out and tell them, no, you're wrong about going off around this. What you're doing is not helping. And then these people try to make an excuse, talking about, oh, they're helping them find the missing people. You're not helping them find anything. You're just anything. You're just making it worse. Because not only that, the private investigators and people have tried to tell the internet to stop talking about the cases, but they talk about them anyway. If that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot that continue to still talk about them regardless. So I mean, we're
Right.
never going to change that. You know what I mean? So that's the reason I just try to stay out of it.
Yeah. Same here. I just, but once again, I mean, majority of the true crime community, I've already been booted. I've already been blocked. I've already, like, they had me, actually, almost every true crime community, I mean, that I've actually been, they automatically booted me. I mean, because they didn't like my comments and my thoughts and opinions, I mean, about what they were doing. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to just like hide. I mean, I'm going to speak out. Like, I'm going to, speak my opinion about, and I'm going to tell them that they're wrong. Like,
Right.
so there's that. But anyone that says that, okay, but another thing though is this: there's some people that would do I would say between a 7 day week, period, there's some people that will do like 6 hour live stream each and every single day during the 7 days of the week, each day. And out of those, one live stream, people are gifting them as much as over, let's say, $700 per video.
Damn.
Yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like they're, and I understand, like, every channel's different. Everybody has their own opinion on shit and all that, but like that's just I can't do it.
That's too.
Not
Yeah,
on,
that's like no.
not
That's
on
what
a
I call.
child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
On a child, there's no way.
it's crazy though, and that's what continues to make them, continue doing these, things, because people are constantly gifting them money for it. People are constantly gifting them things, memberships. They're constantly, it's making them famous. It's helping them gain subs. It's helping them, get them out there. That's what, because that's, it's how they make their income. That's why they continue doing it. And I always tell people, okay, as long as you continue to get these people, as long as you continue to get their money, they're going to continue doing what they're doing. It's not the right way to go.
Oh damn!
I mean, the one thing's for sure.
I think I've only watched a couple of them that actually cover like the missing kids and stuff. I think I've only watched a couple of them, and I did not enjoy it at all. So I never went back.
Right. I don't. That's why. Yeah. I don't even come on here to.
But they really didn't. They were
It's crazy though,
and confusing people. To be honest, in my opinion,
they do. Because I don't even come on here to, like, for any of the money. Like shoot, I never made a dime off, off anyone. I never asked for anything. Now, so there are some people, on here that have actually, offered to say that, okay, guess what? How about I get you, a job? How about, I help you out with this? I'd be like, no, thanks. I can find my own job. Thank you very much. But which I already have. But I've had a lot of people that try to, persuade me into basically giving them my, let's say, info, and they want my info so bad, so they're gonna try to find out where I'm at. I'll be like, I don't want to do it. I'm not into that type of stuff.
yeah, I don't know. I just can't go over like I thought that people was going to go over the actual case and put some actual evidence out there, but they really don't.
Never. They never put any actual evidence. They never did. Because like I said, because the only thing they care about is, is getting money from, from people, and so they can misuse their viewers. And when someone basically walks away, or and doesn't agree with them, or gets fed up with their bullshit, guess who they attack? They attack their basically viewers, the people that actually, supported them, since day one. Like, that's what they do when they walk away.
Right. I just, like I said, I
They,
don't get about all that because it honestly tears me up to hear about a kid being hurt in any way at all, let alone, completely missing and nobody's heard from him for months and years. And, it's bothersome to me. So I just stay out of all that.
yeah. And another thing though is this, and then when some people, clip these channels and basically use them against them, because sometimes they'll go back and be like, okay, guess what? That never happened. They'll try to, persuade their words, and they'll try to twist up their words. They'll try to twist up the narrative. And so when someone basically goes around it, that's why some of these, people clip their channels, because they don't like what's being said. They don't like what they're doing. It's to actually keep up on the evidence, because some people will try to sit up there and say that, okay, got the clips are fake, they're edited, and I'd be like, no, majority of these clips are not edited. Like, they clip the channel, they clip the person that's talking, so they can use it against them in the future, so they to make sure they don't do this to anyone else.
Yeah,
because a lot of,
I'm sure it's hard to cover, but it like for me, like I don't know, like it's hard for me
So
to watch. It's hard for me to even talk about sometimes because I try to put myself in the mind of the parent or grandparent or something, and it really messes with me. So I don't even get into all that, a whole lot. Like how people can
right,
just grift off of a kid, and I'm sure everybody has seen it. Like that really bothers me. You know what I mean? I hope them motherfuckers can't sleep at night that do that. Honestly, like that's my opinion on it. Like if they're grifting off kids in any way like that and sitting on their ass in front of their computer or on their couch or whatever, like I I hope to God that one day it just hits them right in the face and they can't fucking sleep. Can't sleep at night over it. I mean, that's just my opinion on it because I try to put myself in the position of like I said, the parent or grandparent, and it really oh, like it tears me up. That's the reason I watched a couple of of the uh, channels, and
mm-hmm.
I just couldn't. Like I can't. Like how them people sit in there all day and discuss that. Like it really deep down bothers me. So I can't. Like I don't get it. I
I
mean, if I
can't
had
either.
information, if I had some kind of information on it or something that would be good for law enforcement to look into, or if I dug into it and I found out something, like I would let law enforcement know. But as far as I don't know, just discussing it like an everyday thing, oh honey, there's no way.
Right. There's even been some people that even like will take they tried to take their lives away from them, and there's people who have actually done it too because of how the internet persuade them, and how the internet misused their child, and how much the internet they try to label the parents as child neglectors, talking about
Right.
they even label, I mean, the parents as abusers, and it's even destroyed their actual real lives too. And so a lot of people, their relatives, and people get separated, and their friends don't want anything to do with them. So the parents end up taking their lives. So one thing though is this: I mean, then the kids are basically left with nothing.
Right. Hey, D boss. Hey, who come in? Somebody else.
It's
Sandy.
too
Hey, Sandy.
it's too much.
And right, I mean, I'm not saying they're detectives, by any means. I'm just saying, like, I don't see how people can just sit and cover that daily. You know what I mean? It's bad enough. Like, just the little bit that I listened to had me tore up. I couldn't. Like, I don't know. I guess it just takes different mentality of people. I guess I don't know. Like, I really don't. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but majority of these YouTube creators will not ever get it. That's their main goal, is just to try to misuse. I mean, people try to do, like I said, just do it for the money. Like they don't care about these missing children. They don't care about the families. The only thing they care about is getting their money, and whoever gives it to them. I mean, that's what keeps them doing what they're doing. I mean,
I mean, I agree
I don't
with
like
you.
it.
I mean, I really do. I agree with you, Pink, because I can't. I just can't. You know what I mean? As a mother and a grandmother, like I couldn't imagine what the family is going through. Like it just fucks my head up. Like I can't. You know what I mean? Like I can't deal with it.
Right. And some of these people are actually, I mean, autistic, I mean, too, like an autistic missing child, and they're trying to blame all of this on their parents, talking about, oh, guess what, the parents are the reason why this person got kidnapped. The parents, I mean, are the are the reasons. They're blaming it, but they don't even know the actual true side of the story. And later on, it's been proven that these people were actually wrong. The parents were not at fault, but then they'll blame everything on the parents. There are some cases where a child, I will say, it's been mistreated, treated, but not necessarily by the parents. It could be necessarily online bullying, and that by, it could be teasing, could be by from other, it don't even necessarily be the parents. It could have been by a friend or somebody, or school, of theirs. It could have been like anything. But then again, they'll try to blame everything on the parents and try to make it feel like it's their fault. That's not
Right.
right. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes a child will even try to, I mean, even leave the house. Like, sometimes they'll leave their house. Sometimes the parents may be sleeping and the child just runs away. Okay, guess what? The parents are, were asleep. So my thinking, is just like, how would they, know that their child ran away? Because they didn't know what their child would feel. Because a lot of children sometimes tend to keep things to themselves.
Right.
I
Well,
mean,
I have run off whenever I was younger. Before I was even a teenager, I ran off, but I didn't go for her. But my mom didn't know where I was at. And needless to say, after the ass whooping that I got when I did return home, I didn't run away no more. I mean, but I was being a butt. It was my fault. It was not my mother's by any means. She told me I couldn't do something, and I thought my little smart ass could do it anyway. And you know,
mm-hmm.
I, I did. And when I got back home, I got my ass handed to me.
Right? I mean, like crap. I mean, like that's the thing though. Like they need to like some real. I mean, discipline. I mean, the laws that. I mean, nowadays. I mean, you can't whoop. You're not allowed to whoop. Your child. You're not allowed to discipline. You're not allowed to drag them, put them in the corner. Like you're not allowed to speak their booty because nowadays they consider that more like abuse.
Shit, not here in Harlan.
Like,
We're still country. You know what I mean? We're
mm-hmm.
still country. You still get your ass whooped. Trust me. But yeah, that's cool, Purple, if you can cover it. And I mean, you're not monetized and all that. That's what we're saying. Like, a lot of people just grift off of a child's name. And dude, like, to me, it's just blatantly not right. You know what I mean? If you're out there, listen, don't get me wrong, because if you're out there day on end and you're searching and you're doing what you can to help this and whatever, and I, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, me personally, if I was going to do something like that, I'd do it out of my own kindness of my heart, and I would go on my own. I wouldn't have to have nobody sending me, whatever. You just do that out of the kindness of your heart. But a lot of people get on here and they use those kids' names, and it's just sad. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really sad when it comes right down to it. That's what I'm saying. And I'm sure Pink is saying the same thing because they grift off that child's name. And they want to point fingers at the parents, even though they don't know those people personally. They don't know what all was going on in the home. And it's just like, it really makes other people that might be even trying to actually do something important in that case, or trying to gather evidence, or just anything. It really makes all of them pretty much get thrown in the same boat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not like, if you can gather up evidence and you can point it out, and you can look somebody in the eye and say, "Motherfucker, yeah, you did this," with straight evidence, then by all means, honey, get it done. You know what I mean? But as far as like grifting and just making, like, there was one I had seen on somebody's channel. They was going at this guy, and I don't even know his name. I'm not even going to try to describe who he is or nothing. But they was going at this guy because he had said something really derogatory and rude, and he was just making videos and assumptions and shit like that. Like, that just, you don't do that type of shit. You know what I mean? Trying to lead them into the wrong direction, or try to lead somebody else in the wrong direction because of how you feel. Like that, it's just all the way screwed up, in my opinion. So I can't do real crime like that. I really can't, because I just, me, like I said, as a mother and a grandmother, I would be losing my shit. You know what I mean? Like, literally losing my shit. Uh, Out every day looking, and trying to figure out and trying to find out what's going on. Like, I couldn't be on here, and I am on here a lot. But you know what? My grandkids have parents You know what I mean? Like I raised mine to be parents, so they know where their kids are. I know where my grandkids are if I'm here. Trust me, I'm always got a watchful eye. Um, but anything can happen. You know what I mean? But if it was one of mine, there's no way in hell that I would be online of any kind, whether it be on the fucking news, social media, anything. I would be my happy ass trying to find my kid or my grandkid. And I sure wouldn't be like just knocking them back on social media. Sorry, I had to throw that out there because that bothered me one time I seen that and that just bothered the hell out of me. But yeah, I mean I would be looking everywhere I could find. There would be no rock unturned. Seriously.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like there would be no rock unturned. And I know for a fact that the rest of my family would feel that way. And my local community, even though sometimes I don't get along with all of them, I've nodded heads with a few of them. So, like, but they would still, because of being a child, they would be out there too. And I feel the same about their family. If it was their family, like, we would all, as a community, like, this would be crazy in Harlan. You know what I mean? Like, and I just don't get it. Like, I really don't, because even as adults, we worry about other adults. So, you know, we worry about kids. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what, one of the things I realize that, people honestly do forget, because they don't,
Yeah. I mean, people
because
will
they,
do more for kids than they will anybody. You know, and
mm-hmm,
that's what it comes down to is, you know, the type of people that you are, well, the type of person that you are, and the type of people that you socialize with. You know what I mean? Like my whole community out here, like literally my whole little community that I live in, uh, would be looking if somebody's kid was missing. I mean,
right.
seriously. And there's not a doubt in my mind. Even the elderly people would be out. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a doubt in my mind.
And everyone else, I mean, well, especially, your loved ones, I mean, they will be, concerned, too. But I
Yeah.
always, recommend when a child goes missing, like, keep it, between, I mean, the family and law, and, and maybe,
And
try,
law enforcement. Right.
yeah,
Between
keep
law
it like it,
enforcement and like, honestly, like
exactly.
there was a young girl couple years, well, it's been several years back actually. She was really young. She's a grown woman now. There was a real bad rain, and there was a young lady that got rescued in the water up in Everts. Well, one of the mothers down here had been told that it was her daughter and thought she was in the river. So everybody in this community literally ran to the river, which is, one way is behind my house. So we just went straight through our yard, and everybody was looking, like trying to figure out what was going on. There were several uncles jumped in cars and trucks and went down the river, and that way, like trying to find out. And come to find out, the little girl was rescued, but it was not the little girl that they thought that lived in this community. But I mean, everybody. It wasn't just one or two people. Everybody in this community was out looking for that child. But that's what I'm saying. Like people doesn't do that. You just don't have that anymore in a lot of situations, and it's sad.
Yep, because it's the, it's that internet and and YouTube, bullshit and social media thing. Because back then, like, social media didn't really exist, so it was like
No,
easier to.
not a whole
Mhm.
lot. No, I mean, it was back in the day whenever there was dial up and shit. Fuck, it's easier to go knock on the door and say so and so's missing, and they'll be on the phone. One of the older women's on the phone cackling, to everybody else, like so and so's missing. She's telling everybody in the community, so everybody's out looking. That's just the way it is.
Exactly. Not like, like you said, it's not like that no more. Because
No,
nowadays, I
no,
mean, it comes on YouTube, like, it gets missing, gets put on, TV, and I mean, next thing everyone else in the world is like basically talking about, about it, but
right?
which doesn't really help the case get solved any easier.
No, not at all. I pray that those kids are brought home. I mean, the statistics doesn't show a very good outcome of that, but it just, I don't know. I pray that they come home, and I pray for the families because you don't know what that family's going through. Oh, you really don't.
Exactly.
Because I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. I really couldn't. Like, I couldn't imagine if it was one of mine, how devastating that would be. It's hard to explain, but I sure it wouldn't be on YouTube. I promise you.
Yeah, and mine's and if I had any, mine's wouldn't be on YouTube either. Like, nope, no thanks.
Right.
Mm-mm. That's a no. Because I don't, get really close to anybody on this internet because it's too many, Now I can see myself getting close to you and trusting you, but a lot of people on here are like, no thanks, like, because you don't really know what their reputation is like because you see,
I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't want my information out to many people, and I haven't given my information out to too many. You know what I mean? And I won't.
Right.
Simply because, I do have a family, and my kids and my grandkids are my world. You know what I mean? They are.
Exactly. That's why I have a lot of people on here that would be like, okay, guess what? How about we go, meet up? I mean, for lunch. Why? How would you feel if I got you a job? Like, I interview you for a job and got you a job, and be like, no, because that would mean that, okay, that you would know where I work.
Right.
You would know my name of the job. That means that you would be able to basically tell the whole entire world, where I work at, and then they can drive up to my place, like, they can do like anything, and then next thing you know, the whole world knows who I am. Like, I'm not doing that.
Right.
It's like, what a waste of time.
Well, that's like I said. Everybody said Ernie needs to get a job and this and that. And don't get me wrong, I agree, he needs a job. But if he got a job, and he started it in the morning, because his stupid ass is going to stay where he works at. By the time his shift is over, he's already fired, guaranteed, because of people
Yeah, right.
blowing up the phone. I don't agree with people calling, other people's jobs and shit. Like that's, that's your income. That's your everything. You know what I mean? Your job is your everything.
Exactly.
You pay bills, that's how you do everything. You know what I mean?
And to be honest, I mean, with all the and with him having HIV, and with him having so many other things, I don't see how they wouldn't even hire him. I don't even think. No, they wouldn't even hire him.
Well, I mean, honestly, like, I know I've got another friend that has HIV, and he takes his medication right.
Okay.
And he actually works at a really good job, damn good job, actually, and gets paid over I'd say probably about 120 a year, 120K a year, no problem. I mean, he's got a really good job. So, I mean, it's not like he can't get out and get a job because he's got HIV. So that's not an excuse. That is not an excuse.
Well, Ernie has a lot of other things wrong with him as well. Like, so, but he doesn't. But that's different because he takes his But Ernie's is not taking anything.
Right. Well, I pray he's taking his medication.
You think he is?
I pray that he is. I don't know. I pray he is.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that he said that one time he left his like medicine bottle behind, and that he was a sport. He also said that, okay, there was this one woman that said that, okay, when he was like staying with with her, He wasn't necessarily taking. I mean, anything. He did not. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they said that he didn't shower for 60 days. He didn't brush his teeth. I mean, for that length of time. But and he said, he also said that okay, that he had something wrong with. I mean, with his liver. But he came up with all these different, theories of what was actually wrong with him. He said that the doctor said that he had cancer, but but then people were actually felt for him that day because people honestly thought that he actually did. And then
Oh,
and
honey,
then
I
it
blew
just
my phone up. I blew his phone up thinking he had cancer when I first heard about it on YouTube. I blew his phone up. Like, God damn it, answer me. Like, for real. Like, I mean, I was getting pissed because he wouldn't answer me. And then I had talked to someone else about it, and they said that they didn't think that it was cancer, that they thought it was the HIV. And I was like, well, I don't know for sure. Da 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 da. Then the prescription that he had left at someone's house, like the picture of that shit came out, and then I kind of put two and two together, and I was like, well, maybe that's why they were saying that his kidneys and liver was messing up is because of the HIV fucking with him. You know what I mean? Because it
mm-hmm.
does. If it's not treated, like it will fuck with everything. And I know, like I said, I've got a guy friend. He's from Harlan. Works a damn good job, and he's got it, and he takes his medication right, and him and his boyfriend live a really good lifestyle, like on the money that he makes, and they're happy, and whatever.
Right, him. But that's the thing though. I'm starting to feel like this was like a setup because according to him, he weighed 112 pounds. I mean, at the time, according to him, he said to the whole YouTube community that he was dying. So a lot of people were sending him money and donations to try to help him out and get him the actual help that he needed.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he used that all that money on food, on drinks, on tacos, and a whole bunch of other things instead of like, the most important thing. Not only that, it just turns out that he was just with all that money that people gave him, would you believe that he automatically said that he was starting to gain weight? Like he was gaining as much as let's say 5 or 8, 8 pounds, per week.
That's a lot. That's a lot of weight. You know what I mean? But Sandy, yeah, I believe that's why he didn't want to answer or respond to my messages and my calls, is because he knew he was lying. Oh shit! Pink, where in the hell did you go? Oh shit! I don't know if I can drop that damn link again. Let me try. Well, frig. Hold up. I don't know. Oh shit! Where'd you go? Oh, you're back.
It accidentally
I was
kicked
like,
me
I
off.
was
Like
trying to. Okay. I was like, well, shit. Let me drop that link again. I'm glad you
Right. I
already
was
had it.
like,
I was like, what the hell? But honestly,
yeah, I was
y'all, I,
like,
I, really, I really think that's why he wouldn't respond to my calls and my texts. I really do. It's because he knew he was lying.
yeah, he was. It's no way he would have had like cancer. Like there's no way. Like everyone knew he was lying. Like that because that's the thing that he does. Like for me, I didn't even know what it was. I mean at the time, but then again, he started to say what was it like? I'm trying to think. What was it? 2.5 weeks ago that he started, basically saying that he was dying again. He made everyone think that he said online. Oh, guess what? That he was going to make it for very long. He didn't have much. I mean, to live. His short days were limited. And it's just and I'm sitting there like, and Nick Lena was like on the panel at the time he was saying this as well. Like and this is the type of shit he said before.
Right.
Like, dude, you're not fooling
Spidey
anyone.
fan 27, honey. I'm going to try my best to get like, if we can get over there early, if I want to get in line, because they're going to be in line out the ass. So I'm going to try to get in line and hold off as long as I can to meet dogs, so I can ask some questions. Like, I really want to ask some questions. So yeah, that's a definite. I mean, we're going. I'm gonna
I
try my
just,
best to get into the line, and oh, he's already backpedaling, saying dog is getting old and might not remember. Oh shit, I don't know. I hope to God I can actually get there early enough to where I can actually meet this guy. So, and I want a photo op with Leland. So that's that's a big thing for me. So
yeah, I mean, I can honestly say this world is just, I don't know, there's just something not right with, with Ernie. But you said that he's always been like a little strange, person. He's always been like this sort of liar.
yeah, he's always been a little snake in the grass. We'll say that because I mean honestly, and I dealt with it, and I maybe shouldn't have, but I did because honestly, like he was like a family member, like a little brother to me. Like he was always around. Like we always done shit together. Like and I just thought it was his little messed up personality. So I dealt with it. But
It just seems like it gets worse by day.
yeah, I think he's gotten a lot worse since he's gotten older. Like I really do. And then the social media thing has just hyped it in his head. Like I really do. Like it's weird, but I think it's just hyped a little thing up in his head, and he thinks he's some kind of um, I don't know, like he's famous or infamous, however you want to put it, because he really don't give a shit. To be honest, he said he wants people to hate him. I prefer people not to hate me. But I'm sure there's some people out there that doesn't like me. But oh well. Yeah,
I can tell you right now that just by the route that he's basically going, we can tell that as long as YouTube has been around, I mean, he's gonna be around. As long as Facebook gonna be around, he's gonna be around. Like he's just gonna be all over the place. Like people are not gonna stop talking about him. He's gonna be like the center of attention. He's like the next, like, let's say, big Cyrex. He's just the next big thing. It's like, according to his mind.
yeah. He thinks he's a lot more famous than he really is. But I mean, damn, if every creator is going to give him uh, um, use him as their content, then yeah, in his mind, he is famous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people say that, oh yeah, people think about him. People care, more about him. People think of him like, like he'll be like, yeah, everyone cares about me. That's why I get all these, different, donations. That's why I get all these different phone calls. People are begging me to, begging me to talk to them. Like that's why I got all these people hitting me up on Messenger. Like, like everybody, cares about me. And if you guys didn't care about me, you guys wouldn't, be talking about me and this and that. According, to him, he sits up there and makes the whole world, about him. Then he starts talking about, okay, guess what? He goes into the whole theory about Shelby. How much he's much more popular, than his brother Shelby. Talking about his brother Shelby is nothing but a setup. His brother Shelby is nothing but a liar. He can't stand Shelby. Like he doesn't like Shelby does not have his best interest at heart, and this and that.
As long as I've known both of them kids, I have never had Shelby lie to me.
It just don't.
I've caught her in a few, but I've never had Shelby lie to me.
I'm just seeing her like, wow, I never realized a brother or sister would hate especially at his age, would hate their siblings so very much that they would even say awful things about them on the internet and try to make them. Now he's trying to make his brother Shelby basically content.
Yeah, he doesn't have any self-awareness for himself or his family. Like, if he did, he wouldn't have put that video out of his mom with her mental state. Like, he really wouldn't have never done that. I would never do that to anyone, especially my mother. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, there's no way. With her mental state, like, that should have never been brought out. Hey, Lisa.
he puts out things about other people's family members on YouTube as well. Like he did the exact same thing to Traders and her mom. Like he docs,
Yeah,
practically.
that was disgusting what he said about her brother. That was totally disgusting. That really bothered me. Like for real, bothered me. Ernie knows better than that shit. Like I hope one day Traders gets to punch him in the mouth over that one.
And that's the thing. That he says the most vile shit about people's, family. Like he even tried. He doxes everyone's, family. It like he puts them up on the screen.
Yeah. Well, hell, the night he was trying to dox you, he put several people up there. Several people.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Okay.
several.
I'm like, what the hell, Ernie? Like,
right. Several addresses, everything. And it was just like very unbelievable. And not only that, I was, and Betty was also part of that issue too. She was also part of that because she tried to put several people up there. I mean, as well. Like she tried to help Ernie out with that. I was just like, and I'd be like, what are you doing?
Lisa, I think I'm wanting to say they're 2 years difference in their ages, but I'm really not sure. So I'm not. Don't take me at my word because they're like. Let's see, Ernie, Shelby, Melissa, and
I think Shelby was born in 81, wasn't he? I think it was 81.
I want to say there's a couple years difference there in their ages.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about, like, I mean, I don't know why he hates his brother so much, but my thing is this: what do you think he'll do to his brother once he gets out? That's my question.
I don't know. At one time, like I would have thought, okay, Ernie, you better run and hide and never show your face again. But then, like I think after Shelby got hurt in prison, and they have talked a little bit. The families talked to Shelby and stuff. I think he's actually forgave Ernie, and that means a lot. You know what I mean? That says a lot about him being able to forgive him. You know what I mean? Think about it. Would you forgive somebody that done you that way?
I
Especially
mean,
if it's your brother. If my brother turned me in, I'd hate him for the rest of our life. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean,
not even gonna lie about it. I really, like, there's no way I could forgive my brother for turning me in. Like, seriously, I don't care if I did it. Like, if my brother turned me in or my sister turned me in, no, that they'd be dead to me.
Right, and I just feel like it was more like an accuser. I feel like it was. I don't know. It just seemed like something about. And I'm pretty sure we talked about this before. Like something about killing a mayor or something. Something just does not seem right. Something just seems very off.
Literally, like where I'm at, right where I'm at, sitting on my couch right now, I'm literally less than a mile away from where that murder happened.
Right, and my thinking though is this: like, if he, I don't know. I just feel like if he actually did that, I feel like he would have got more time than when he actually did.
Well, he didn't. He didn't get convicted of murder, and he didn't get charged. They was trying to charge him with murder, but he didn't get murder charged. Like he wasn't charged with murder. He was charged with complicity to commit murder. So if you look that up, it's a totally different thing than just straight murder. Like for real, like it's totally different. Like it has a lot of different like the evidence could have went a different way, and yeah, he would have been charged with murder. Okay, but complicity, it's I don't know how to explain it because there's so many variations of what could go with that. So
it's all right.
Like if you look it up though, like seriously, like you'll get a gist of what it is. So it wasn't actually he was not convicted of murder.
That makes sense.
You know,
I mean,
complicity is more like, to me, like he just got caught up in it, and there was not enough evidence to convict him of the actual murder, or maybe even that there was other people involved. Hey, Starry Night.
Yeah, it's hard for me to just believe that he could never, do such a thing. I don't like for me, like I don't believe that he actually did it. I don't. It just it don't seem like he's capable of doing something like. I mean, well, actually, I take that back. I mean, in a way, he could be, capable, but but I
I think
don't know.
anybody, honestly, in my opinion, I think anybody is capable of committing that crime. Um, it just takes different circumstances. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I mean, anybody. I think anybody is capable. Really, I do.
but it seems more like a setup in my opinion. I feel like he was
Yeah,
more like set up than anything else.
right. I think he was. I think Shelby was railroaded. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
and the chat saying that they think that the trial, the jury thought that he didn't act alone.
it just feels like it was some type of like I would say more. I mean, I don't want to say oh my goodness, but I mean,
I mean, seriously, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, uh, the detail and stuff Ernie, that Ernie, not Shelby, that Ernie was going around telling people, including myself, how did he know all that if he wasn't there?
that's a good question. That is, great answer. Yeah, I mean, it is a
I mean,
great. I mean,
seriously, like, I wasn't there. I couldn't have told you the whole detail of that. I mean, I really couldn't have because I wasn't there. Somebody there had, it would have had to be the one to know great detail.
exactly.
Said he's over there striking people again. Lord have mercy. Who's he striking now? Well, I don't use his content. I just talk shit about him, and he knows it. So, I'm not talking shit. I'm telling the truth. Like, that's
I'm
not
guessing
talking
he'll
shit.
strike, practically anyone. I mean, so I mean, I thought he said that he doesn't strike people. He doesn't do any of that. Like that's not his thing. That's something he doesn't do.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's. I don't know I don't know the terms of service thing about showing other people's content because I've not read up on it. But I don't show other people's content. You know what I mean? So I don't have a
Right.
reason to look that up. But at the same time, like, as respect of another creator, I wouldn't I wouldn't, like, soon as Mr. Nobody ends his live, or if he goes live, I'm not going to show his content. You know what I mean? Out of respect for him. You see what I'm saying? Which a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
on here don't respect Ernie, and that's a given, But I just wait 24 hours before you show the content. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like that. That's just how I look at it. Mr. Nobody says his is fair use. Or yeah, I mean mine is too. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting nothing off of it anyway. But like, don't be showing it while I'm live. That's just like, come on now. At least let me get my words out before you try to put my shit out there. You know.
Yeah, I don't, trust him. I mean, for sure, that's a very, fact. Like, there's no way, like, there's no way of actually, reasoning. I mean, with him, you can't reason with him.
Right, and like I said, I don't know the terms of service thing on here as far as showing other people's content or whatever. Like, I really don't. I have no idea. But I don't show other people's content. I just get on here and conversate, and I'm not even going to say talk shit because everything that I say is either my opinion about something and it's not degrading anybody. So that's not talking shit. Um, and if I speak on Ernie, it's speaking on the truth. So that's not talking shit either. So, I don't know. I guess it is what it is at the end of the day.
Right. I remember this one time he showed a picture of his foot, mildew foot, and it looked like, oh my goodness, and them things, it looked like it was all sprayed in and everything. Like it looked like he had some like fungal like infection. Like them
That's
things, right? I'm serious. It was like all around the top of his foot and everything. And he said that he was still walking on that thing.
a bird in hand. Like I don't know.
And there
Like I
was some
said, it don't
times
matter
where he,
the PSO thing. But like I said, as far as using them to pay other people's content and shit, I mean, I'm not gonna. Which I don't show nobody's content, but hey, hold on, I got one hollering.
but yeah, he never sleeps either. That's another thing. This guy will stay awake for 24 hours to 40 hours without even sleep. That this guy will really go that long. Like this guy does not sleep ever. I mean that's why majority of the time when you hear him talk, he's like his voice is like very exaggerated. You can just hear the tiredness. I mean his voice. You hear the exhaustion. You can hear him yawning. You can hear his eyes rolling at the back of his head. He can't even keep up. Like he talks really slow. That's what he does.
He fell over a toy. I said, "You're a boy. Get up. Ain't no blood. Ain't no foul."
Like I think he talks more slower than anyone like I can ever think of. Like there's just no
But you
reason
know
to
that his online shenanigans. I've only been on here like for real, maybe 8 or 9 months that I knew of on here. Um, his Facebook shit, like I've known for a little bit. The mask situation, like I've known that for a little while, but I never talked to those mask creators or nothing like that. I didn't know their information. I know Ernie was telling me that he was doing masks. That's all I know. And then when I got on here, I had seen, yeah, I mean, I didn't
hmm
know much about it. You know what I mean? Hey, Fugitive. Um, I didn't know a whole lot about it. I don't care to tell the truth on him. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie on him. And I'm not going to let nobody else lie on him because that's just not me. But the way he's done people, and I can totally understand how people feel about it, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not going to. I'm not going to lie on him, and I don't see anybody else having a reason to lie on him. Hell, he's done enough on his own, you know. That's that's pretty much it. Like, but I've known about. I want to say it's been about 8 or 9 months, maybe. So
Oh,
he
that's
has
longer
shit
than I
going on, you know, and that
imagined.
that you want to convict him on that, then that's fine because that's on him. You know what I mean?
hmm
So
I didn't even realize you've been on here that long. I thought it was like more like 4 months.
no, it's been. Let's see what was going on back then. I didn't get on here every day back then when I first started. Like I didn't.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
really didn't. Yeah. Um. probably like an everyday thing or every other day thing, and it probably has been about 4 months for real. Because when I first got on here, um, he had me tell a story about when me and him had done that shit over in Virginia and stuff, and then I had actually went more to Jimbo's lives and Brad's lives more than I did Ernie's because I seen that Ernie was lying to people, so I just kind of like just varied from him. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be in it.
Understandable. I mean, that's one of the things. More, lately I've been like sitting back and actually, watching some of the things that basically goes on. That's like
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I, would do. But sometimes every now and then when there, is something or I find something interesting, I will, pop out and basically, say something. But I don't know. Like going over to his like live streams and just try, it's starting to get like, I mean, even for me, it's starting to get really old. I know that a lot of people like me when I go after Ernie. A lot of people, and enjoy it because I do go at him hard and I do tell it how
Mm-hmm.
it is. But I don't know. It's just at their old of him just constantly trying to mute me, trying to basically turn my mic down, him trying to basically boot me. And just so he does all of this on purpose, like that really gets old. That's why majority of the people hate even going up on
Yeah.
this panel because this is what he does.
Right, it's the same thing. And Mr. Nobody Know, I didn't know he was going live every day. Like I would catch it every once in a while back then. And my son was actually the one that told me that there was a YouTube thing where I could comment on Ernie's stuff because he would go live on YouTube and on Facebook, and I would see the Facebook things, but I wouldn't see the YouTube stuff. So I didn't grasp that yet. You know what I mean? Like I was like, and my son's like, "Mom, he's not live on YouTube," and I'm like, "What? Is there a live YouTube chat?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh hell, let me check this out." I told
Exactly.
her, and honestly, honey, like I mean, it really disgusts me and dishearts me a lot because I do know him and I've known him so long, and I mean, it just bothers me that he's got to the point where he has, and he's just so disgusting and just disrespectful to people. And he wasn't raised like that. Like he was not. He was not raised to um, disrespect people to the caliber that he has online. Like for real. Like he was not raised that way. Um, God love his mom, and I love her to death. Like she's just cool as shit. Like even like back in the day, she was wild. She was wild, but she's got some, you know, issues, and I still love her to death. And there's no way that I would ever disrespect her in any way. Hey, Jackie, but
Oh, that's understandable.
like the way that he allowed that video of her to like he had to be the one to put it out. He was the one talking to her. You know what I mean? Like he had to be the one to do that, and that to me that's really disgusting. Like there's no way I wouldn't even do that to my worst enemy, and in that state of mind, like you just don't do that shit. But apparently it's okay to him, so it's his family. Like he wants to drag them down that old dirt road, then there's nothing I can do about it but sit back and try to tell him that he's doing wrong. And me telling him is apparently not getting into him because he could care less what I say or couldn't care less of what I say.
Right, because he's not going to like ever listen to anyone. He doesn't take anyone's advice. You can't give this person like any type of advice because he doesn't take it. He'll just basically turn around and basically what I mean. But when I basically he'll just like basically turn around and try to insult you with it. He'll try to use your own words against you. He'll basically try to go around basically saying, oh, you're trying to control him, you're just trying to have advantage over him, or you're just trying to export him to the world, you're just trying to do this and that to him. But it'd be like, what are you talking about? Like no one's trying to get you to do anything. but this is what he does. You can't teach him nothing. You can't tell him nothing.
Yeah, you can't talk to him because he thinks he knows everything. Like he really does. And he's always been that type of person. But like at the end of the day, like he used to have empathy with certain things, and now he don't. Like honestly, like anybody online it's free game to him, and that's really sad.
Exactly. And and for me, like I'm just I got to the point where I just basically got tired of basically going back. I mean over there because normally I don't get tired of things. Normally I would keep going until the other person gives up. But normally I'm gonna say that I think Ernie is like one of the very few people that I think that he enjoys this. I think he gets an enjoyment out of it. I think he likes the entertainment. I think he likes you know the attention. I think he likes people giving him
Right, he
hell.
does. He really does. He doesn't care if it's positive attention or negative attention, as long as he's getting attention. Up charge, hey John Brock.
Right, and I'm just not gonna keep going back. I mean, over there and giving him the technically attention that he wants. Like because I know that what he's gonna do. And plus, there's no use of me basically going up on his panel because the only thing, like I said, the only thing he's gonna do is turn down your mic, mute you, you know throw you off stage, bring you back up, mute you again and throw you back down. Like, this is what he does. He does it to like practically everyone that tries to call him out on this shit or this is what he does. Like, he thinks like all this is joking. I'm not gonna keep like going through that every single time he's like I'm on his like live stream. It's not happening. So
Right,
I mean, he can just basically suck it up. I mean, he always sits up there and says that he's tired of my bullshit or he can't stand me. But then again, he'll forget about the very next day and want me to go back over to his live stream. He'd be like, "Oh, where's Berto? Oh, I want to hear Berto's opinion. I want Berto over here." But like, you just want me over there for the content. You don't care. You don't care to hear what I got to say.
right. Hey man,
Like, I know what you.
yeah, I'm ready to go fishing. If you guys are, pull up. We'll go. That's my daughter-in-law.
Right. And I'm just not gonna, keep, wasting every, breath and and oxygen of mine on him because not knowing that he can't comprehend nothing. You can tell him the exact same thing every single day for 5 years in a row and he still wouldn't get it.
Right, right. I mean, it's like beating a damn dead horse. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to get you nowhere. So I gave up trying to give him any kind of advice because at the end of the day, he's not going to take it. You know what I mean? He's really not. Like I can sit and talk until I'm blue in the face. It's not going to do no good. So
Exactly. Like shoot, I can waste my time and effort on someone else that actually that I know I can get my hands across. That I know I can get my mind across them. And it's not like him that can't freaking comprehend hint things. And it's very I mean out in left field. Like this guy is just nothing.
right, he's not going to take anybody's advice. I mean, he's really not because if he was, he'd have done it. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to take advice. So it is what it is, and it's just I don't know. Like I really don't. Like I don't know what to tell him anymore. Like just sign off and fucking stay off fucking social media. You know what I mean? Like, for real, just stay off of it because
Exactly.
he's just got so many people that literally hate him, and I can see why. So that because I wouldn't want my past relatives brought up. I wouldn't, like some of the stuff that he's dug into and accused people of and said about, like that's a little much to me. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Like I'm not that type of person.
Oh yeah, and I absolutely know you're not like you know,
Yeah, I'm
but
not. I'm
you know,
not.
then again, but you know,
People
the
on here. I mean, yeah, I try to treat people the way that I want to be treated. You know what I mean? Like that's a big difference with a lot of people. People doesn't have self-respect, so how are they going to respect you? You know what I mean? Like you got to respect your love and respect yourself before you can have love and respect for someone else. You know, and a lot of people doesn't have that.
I mean, they absolutely don't because I mean, then again, I've also recognized that okay, well, there's some of the people that disliked him and really, I mean, called him out on the shit. Couldn't stand him. Like they hated his, guts. They would call out everything and try to bring awareness to the people of what he's about. Now all of a sudden, these people are going to his live streams. Like all you got a lot of the mean girls going back to his live streams, and now they're just like hate bonding again. Now they're just like flip flopping the script. Now all of a sudden they care about him, they care about his enthusiasm. Like they care everything about him. They're gonna try to say that okay, guess what, since they had a falling out with Jimbo, now all of a sudden Ernie is like the best man in the world, and that Ernie is not in his right state of mind, and they're gonna try to tell everyone that he isn't as bad like as before, that he is a smart guy, and that he's this and that. Like it's just no, he's not.
Right? Hey, Viper. Hey, Jake.
Yeah, it's just now all of a sudden he's like the best man in the world. I don't get it. It just does not make any sense to me.
It don't me either, honey. I mean, it really don't. It really
Like,
don't.
no, you're not gonna see me hate bonding with someone because I don't do that whole flip flopping shit. Like, nope. It's like shoot, you're either gonna like me or you don't. Once we have a falling out, that's it. Like, don't try to beg me and basically and talk me into saying and thinking that you're a changed person. Like, no, I don't care. I don't care if it's 10 years. I don't care if it's 15 years. I don't care if it's 20 years from now. Like, no, we're not gonna be cool.
Right. Well, I don't flip flop, and I don't claim to, but like I'll go over to his channel and call him out on something or say something to him, but he knows what I'm doing. Told him I've turned this shit into local law enforcement. Uh, I I am doing what I said. I'm not going to go back on what I said, and I'm not. Like I'm really not. People like me or not. Uh, stolen valor, stolen valor. You know,
Exactly.
that's a no go with me. That totally disrespectful. Like I've got family that was in the military that served, and I've got one uncle that he came back, mine didn't. And for Ernie, just disrespect the soldiers and stuff like that really bothers. So I have told him what I'm doing. I don't hide it, and I don't hide it. You know,
Right.
I really don't. Like me and Ernie's been fucking wild together. You know, we really have in real life, crazy shit. You know, but uh, and I've known him. Like I said, I've known him hell most of his life. Like most of his life, and I'm not gonna say that I hate him because there, like I said before, there's very few people that I actually like downright hate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I hate him. I'm disgusted with him.
Right. And he's even said
You
that
know what I mean? Like
okay,
I'm really
not only that, but there's some females that were involved in in this as well, like some of the females that he was staying with, like they were willing to say that okay, guess what, just like this one person that was on what's that person's like in the live stream, that it was like I think her name was like Tina, and she goes but well, whatever that person's name is,
yeah,
Debbie or
I
something.
know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
but yeah, this person tried to for a while they were like she only said those things because everyone she knew everyone else was was against him,
Right.
and she wanted to feel like she wanted to fit in, and so she was gonna
Right.
make up a whole bunch of lies and be like, yeah, he did this and that to her. Like, no, 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 you're not. No, he did. Like, you were willing to, to do this with him. You were willing to invite him to your house. You were willing to let him sleep in your bed. You were willing to allow him to basically y'all to have whatever, I mean, with each other, and then she's gonna try to sit up there and say that, okay, guess what, that he raped her, he drugged her, and that she fell on the floor and woke up and couldn't remember anything. Like, you're full of shit.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Tina's the one said that. I think that other chick was. I don't know that
No, not
situation. I'm
Tina,
like, I
not
don't know.
Tina. I'm talking about the other person.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, the other person. Yeah, and then she gonna make up all these different, excuses to try to manipulate and try to make people think that she was actually telling the truth. We all knew that she wasn't telling the truth. We all, because there were some holes in her story because she wasn't saying that before, and some people were actually released some of her messages, and get because and guess what? And according to the messages and stuff that she said that, okay, guess what? She liked the guy, and she liked Ernie, and she also said that he was allowed to come back anytime that he wanted.
Biggest crank, it probably was smoking crack while it was back there in that bedroom. I can't get internet back there very good. So I was probably sounding awful. Not even gonna lie. I was getting my bag and my fishing pole ready because my son's getting ready to roll up and pick me up, take me fishing tonight. I'm excited.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I haven't been fishing none this year, so I'm like super excited.
Do you guys like take the fish home, like, or like you guys cook it? Do you guys clean it, and then you guys like
It,
take the skin off,
it,
and then
it yeah, it's according to like, sometimes we we don't catch the big ones, like sometimes we catch Nemo, God love our crazy hearts, but it relaxes me. Like the moment I get a pole in my hand and get to throw it out, like I'm in total relaxation mode. Like there's nothing else. Like it is so relaxing to me.
oh, I bet.
But yeah, if we
I've only
catch
I'm
if we catch some big ones, yeah, we might bring a few home and cook them up.
yeah, because when I was going, fishing, we will, go fishing. We would basically get the fishes, and sometimes we catch them and then throw them back in the water. But there's some cases where some people actually did take home the fish and actually did fry them up. I mean, I've never, I've only been fishing once, but but that was only, we were only going fishing. We were only catching fish and throwing them back in the water. But I know that
Right.
some people, but there's some people that actually catch the fish and they actually take them home and they actually cook them up and eat them.
Yeah. Like I'm all excited. Like I haven't been one time this year, so like I'm excited.
And now imagine, okay, catching like a so called, a big fish. Like I've seen some people where they catch a fish and they open, their mouths. They put their finger inside of the fish's mouth.
Oh yeah, you got to take the fish off. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
will.
It don't bother me to like grab a hold of them and do whatever I got to do. You know what I mean? Seriously, like I'm not a girly girl. Like I'm not. I don't care to get my hands dirty. I'm really not. Like I've never have been. Like
Yeah, I'm definitely not, going to like put my hand around a fish's, mouth. I'll probably, let someone else do it. I'll probably like, hold it
oh
down. Like
no,
I don't mind
no,
holding
no,
it.
no. Come on now,
Yeah.
you got to be able to touch a fish. You cannot
I,
let
I, I
me.
touch I touch a fish, but I do touch fishes. Don't get me wrong. I have touched the fish before, but I'm not gonna like put my hand around their mouth.
Now,
Like,
wait a minute.
no.
Now, there's some. They are some. Don't get me wrong. They are some that literally have teeth, and we have those around here too. So, like, you gotta be careful. You gotta know which fish you fooling with. Catfish can sting the shit out of you, like, and that hurts like a Don't get me wrong. I mean, Jake, I know you're a
Right.
girl, damn it. So he ain't about to touch no fish. Jake's not about to touch no fish.
I mean, you bite that thing, yeah, to get it suck it, on your, your thumb or your finger, you can't find a way, to basically get it off. No matter, what you do, you try to throw it, you try to shake it, you try to throw it up against something, and it's still on your finger.
You ain't gonna catch me like that for real, Birdo, for real.
No, because I was like, no. That's why like I said, I'll touch the tail of the fish, but but no, the far as the mouth goes, like, no thanks.
Right? They do. Listen, they've got gloves and they've got pliers and they've got these all this little stuff that you can use. So I mean, it's not you know you don't necessarily have to touch the fish. Yeah, everybody that's in here, if you don't care, throw up some prayers for Brad's granny.
Yeah, like shoot, like like shoot. I'll throw that. I mean, fish on. On the ground and really, and step on it. Like, before I allow that thing to even get anywhere near me. Like, before I allow that mouth to get anywhere near me.
Oh Lord, Biz crank. We don't have alligator gar here. I would love to catch one though.
Like, seriously, like, I was, like, don't allow that fish to get anywhere near me. Though, like, don't do it. Like, don't allow that fish's mouth to come near me. I mean, can you just imagine? Okay, imagine, for example, a fish coming out the water, coming on land, and it's swarming, and and running at you, and a person's like running for their life, and the fish is still going after them.
Oh Lord, Pink! I swear to God, I'm picturing you right now on a riverbank, reeling in the line that's got a fish on it, screaming, running the other direction, and then flopping behind you, still hooked to the pole.
Right, and I'm just sitting there like, okay, what are you doing? Like,
Oh God!
and imagine when, if the fish were to, like, have that little sound effects where the fish is like really like hissing.
Oh shit! Have you ever heard of a catfish do its little like it makes a sound? Have you?
I
Oh
heard of
God!
a catfish. I mean,
If we catch one tonight and it's a big enough one and it makes a sound, I'm gonna have to video it so I can show you, Pink, for real. Like it's about. Still picturing you running off with that pole with that fish attached to it, just flopping on the ground.
right.
Oh
I
God!
mean, like sure, like, like shoot, I'll throw that, that pole. I mean, in the water. I'd be like, oh shit. Okay, I missed my opportunity of the milk. Okay, gotta go.
Oh my God!
I would, and if that don't work, shoot, I will, if it's not too far in the water, I may get that, that fishing pole. I may throw that fish, up against a tree or something, to make sure it's not alive, to make sure it's not, it can't get anywhere
Oh
near me.
God!
Make sure it can't make no sounds whatsoever.
Oh Lord! Oh God! I can truly see you doing that. Oh God! That's hilarious.
I mean, shoot, I mean, it's probably, I can't even picture myself, a fish even scaring a dog. The dog is not even willing to know what to do.
Oh
But then
Lord!
again, I can honestly see that if the dog eats the fish, I can honestly see that, okay, it can probably chew and probably tear it, apart, and then but the dog will end up spitting that fish right back out. They're not flavorable. Can you like picture that, a dog eating like an actual
Yeah,
fish?
I've had dogs do that.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah, I've had dogs that we've had to take fishing and like you got to pretty much keep the fish away from them because they will literally try to eat them. My son's
yuck.
got a little puppy that I don't know where it come from. It just I think somebody let it out, and they've ended up with it because they've been feeding it. And there's a raccoon that comes on the porch, and it's the dog is wanting to fight with a raccoon. Right
Oh
now,
my
like,
gosh. Oh. Now I would like to see a video. I mean, of that. Like, oh my goodness. I can imagine that raccoon is not gonna allow that dog to get away. I mean, so easily. I can imagine that raccoon is gonna fight. I mean, for its life.
it's going to eat that poor little dog up here in a minute. It's over there barking at it like crazy right now.
Right. I'd be like,
It's going to get ate the hell up. Sandy, I'm literally like, my place is connected to the river behind us. Like we're right on the river. So I mean, we go fishing, but it's been raining, so it's been really muddy, and I just don't want to go down there right now because it's just too nasty. But I'm going to assume after my son gets here, we're either going to go to the lake or up the road to this little pond that they have up here. It was accidentally made because they were doing a strip mining job, and they had dug down so far they literally hit water, and they lost equipment and stuff in there. Like it just took over where they had that strip mining job. So now they've actually turned it into a pond and let the county take care of it. And they've put several different kinds of fish in there, and everybody just goes up there and fishes and stuff. Hey, Ryan.
yeah, I've seen some people where they would put their feet in the water. They'll sit on the bench and allow the fish to basically like touch their feet and it like kiss them and stuff like that. And I'll be like, and and they have their feet naturally in the water with the fish.
Yeah, I mean, we swim with them. I mean, I swim with snakes. Like
Oh no.
back here behind my house, like I'll go down a couple properties because there's an actual like really good fishing spot back here. Um, and you have to literally throw rocks and run the snakes off before you can get in the water. No shit. Like seriously.
Yeah, I would have been like, I ain't swimming with no snakes. Like, no thanks, I ain't happening. Mm. Like I.
I catch them. I catch them. Like I'm not like for real. Like I catch snakes.
I'll be ready. I mean, to like say for an example, I'll be ready to. I mean, if I get in that water, I'll be tempted to get put on some rainbow shoes. I would be wearing a rain suit, like before I even get in that water. Like I ain't going in there like without nothing on. Like shoot.
I'll have to post them. I got quite a few pictures of snakes that I've caught, and I caught one at the family reunion, not last year, but the year before. And I chased everybody around with it. My uncle put his hand in his pocket, and he's like, "You better not come over here." I knew what he had in his pocket. I ain't stupid. There's a little 38 in there, and yeah, I wasn't about to go near him. He's like, "You know
Yeah,
what?"
I mean, but the majority of the snakes. I mean, nowadays, like some of them the snakes. I mean, you can actually. I mean, you can pick it up. Now, I seen some people actually pick up a snake and the snake didn't like necessarily do nothing to it, but me I mean on the other hand I'm not picking up a snake like I'm just not doing it like because I mean you don't ever know where that thing is being like it could like there can be some poisonous there can be anything wrong with that snake like if it spits some of the snakes I mean even spit venom.
I don't think
Like
we have that around here, but yeah, we
okay.
like I catch them. Like I have no problem with catching them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but majority of the snakes, I mean, yeah, I mean, especially in the mainland of the United, States, I mean, majority of them, I mean, aren't that, I mean, that big, but some, I mean, some are like naturally bigger than others. Like some of them can actually, their head can reach, I mean, as tall as a tire wheel.
Oh yeah, they're big. Don't get me wrong. There's some big ones. Like I'll
Like,
have to post the picture of the. Actually, I didn't catch that one. My one of my exes caught it, but it was a rattlesnake, and I mean he's a big one. He's a big one. But I did get pictures of it and stuff.
yeah, it's like shoot, you might want to put on something like don't want to touch it with your bare hands, like especially when you're going out in the woods and you actually find a snake and you pick up snake. I mean, you might want to put.
The only thing is you gotta wait like your if your hand like my hands are cold right now, I wouldn't try to pick one up because it shocks them and they do get aggressive, some of them. So I mean, if your hands are warm and it's warm out and you know what type of snake it is, like if you don't know the difference in the snakes, don't mess with them. Don't I mean for real, don't mess with them if you don't know the different types because some of them are poisonous, and I'm not trying to get nobody to be rushed to the hospital for real. Like
Right, exactly. Like it's probably worse. I mean, worse than eating like a ghost or a Carolina Reaper. I mean, combined.
but
Like it's
I
probably
know
that bad.
I know like if I see them, I know if it's poisonous or not. Like I'm just I'm a country girl. Like I was raised around it, so I don't care to pick them up.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like the color, snakes, like the snakes that kind of like have greenish and they kind of like have black. Like I'm trying to think of what
A gardener snake, most if you can catch a green gardener snake, like they're not aggressive. They will bite. Don't get me wrong, they will bite, but you don't have to worry about it. Like it's not even gonna make you sick. Seriously, it's not even gonna make you sick, let alone trying to kill you or nothing like that. They're not really aggressive snakes, but they will bite because it spooks them. Damn, you're 100 times its size. You know what I mean? Like, of
hmm
course, and they are really pretty. Like they are really pretty. There's ones that they call ground snakes. It's almost like a worm. They won't even bite you. Like seriously, you can pick them up. They got a little ring around their neck. They call them ring snakes or ground snakes. Like they're not aggressive, and they are really cute. It's actually about the size of a number two pencil when you actually see them most of the time, and they're not aggressive. It's like picking up a worm or something. Um, I've actually let my grandkids play with them. My nieces and stuff's played with them. Like they, I'm trying to teach them what they can and can't pick up. You know what I mean? Because
Especially me going out. Yeah, I
they're
just
just a
can't,
lot
imagine
they can
myself like
really
picking up, I mean, an actual snake. I mean, a snake, but it's not like, but not with my bare hands. Like, I just can't like I would have to have like something, on my hands or something in order, to pick it, up. So my thinking would be, I was thinking more like how the colors, like I would think that the solid colors, like like solid
there's
snakes.
but there's an old saying. It's shit. I can't remember. Red before black, it's poison lag. Red before yellow, kill that fellow because he's poisonous. But don't kill him. I mean, seriously, don't kill him. I mean,
Yeah,
if anybody can, like, even if you see one in your yard and you got some kind of um, field or something away, like next door, or if you got a river or whatever, like, I'll pick them up and put them in the river. Like, I don't kill them.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of like different because I can. I mean, I can kind of see where where you actually say that because like I mean, I guess is that if people do kill them, I guess is that I mean they're trying to keep, especially if you're living like in a city and I'm guessing that when there's other people, I guess is that people like majority people are I guess are afraid of snakes. They don't know
Yeah,
what
people
they
just
have.
they have generally people just have a fear of snakes You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's just built in. Like, I don't know. But when I was growing up, my dad would kill every one of them. Like, he didn't play. Like, he'd kill them all. He didn't give a shit. But as I got older and I got to, figuring it out and everything, like, there's some that's not, they're not going to hurt you. They're probably actually more afraid of you than you are of it. And the ground snakes are awesome. I love them. Because, like I said, I would totally go out here if I could find one and get one and hand it straight to my grandson with no problem.
Mm.
I mean, that's how friendly they are. They're not a bit aggressive at all.
Yeah, because I know some people that that will find snakes. I mean, in the woods, they'll pick them up. I mean, if they have like something they can or a tank, they can actually put them in. I mean, inside of their
Yeah.
home. Sometimes they'll take the snake home and put the snake inside of the tank, thing. And so technically speaking, I mean, so they'll feed the snake. They'll do everything they could. It's more like their pet.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of the ring snakes that I've actually kept in aquariums and stuff. And at the time, I was babysitting my little niece, and she, my brother-in-law would bring her over so he could go work in the mines, and I was babysitting her, and she's like, Hey Margaret, can I get her out? Can I get her out? Because she had a little orange thing. We said it was a little girl, because my little niece wasn't before at the time. And I was like, yeah, hold up, we'll get her out. So I'd reach in and get her out, and she'd just wrap around her little wrist, and she'd walk around with her like she had a little bracelet on, and it wouldn't move for like hours. And then she'd come back and she said, I'm done with her, and it'd still be around her little wrist, and I'd put her back in her little aquarium and shit.
That's
But
something.
the straight black snakes, like a black snake, which is a garter snake, it's in the same family. Like, they can get aggressive and they will bite. But most of the time, they're there to kill the mice and the rats and the shit like that. You know what I mean? They're not there to try to bite somebody per se. Like, they're not going to eat you. You know what I mean? Like, they can't. They scare the hell out of you. But like, they're not going to necessarily, like, they're not going to bite you like a rattlesnake or a copperhead would, and make you sick or kill you or whatever. Like, they're there to eat the rodents. They're after rodents. Me and an ex of mine actually caught two down the tracks here at a place where people was just dumping rubbish, like old. It wasn't necessarily like garbage, because it was like old wood and stuff that they just didn't want in their house, so they would dump it. And we were down there messing around looking for snakes, actually, and we found two great old big ones. That one of them was probably about 5 foot long, and he had some girth to him, like he'd been eating good. And we put them in 5-gallon buckets and brought them home and put them out back in my building, in my shed, so they would get the rodents and stuff, because we had seen that they'd been burrowing through the ground and everything. I mean, seriously, there's a lot of snakes that's not aggressive and they're not poisonous. Like, hey, traders, but seriously, like, there's not, like, there. Most of the time, if you run across a poisonous snake here, it is a copperhead or a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake, most of the time, you're going to hear. Honestly, like, you're going to hear it before you get to it. So you're not, like, you just have to pay attention to your surroundings. But most of the time, when you go outside, I'd say in a oh shit, like, at least during the summer, at least a 12-foot circle all the way around you, there's at least a snake somewhere in the country. And honestly, like, there's one somewhere in that diameter of around you, no matter what, regardless if you want it to be there or not. Like, you really got to pay attention, especially if you live in the country. In the city, not so much. You may find one here and there, but not many.
Right. Yeah, because I live in the city, and I've Nah, well, yeah, I was gonna say that well, you're right about that. I mean, in the city, it's not you don't really find them. I mean, very much. You don't really find them in in open
Right,
areas. But like you said, in the country, it's like it's a little different.
right. Well, see, my magnolia tree out here, I've got to rake it up tomorrow. I've got a big magnolia tree, and uh, like what we call shedding, because we got all the old leaves had fell and stuff, and now they're in the yard. That scares me a little bit as far as the kids playing out there. So I've got to rake it up tomorrow. Because we do have, like I said, we do have poisonous snakes. So I'll rake it up and get all it cleaned up so the kids don't have to worry about it. But after that's cleaned up, like they just play outside and do whatever. Like I've tried to, you just try to teach them which ones are poisonous and which ones ain't.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I've always well, I mean, in a way, I'm gonna say, I mean, as this, you know, I would say that okay, if you're a person that doesn't like loud noises and you like to you know be in open areas like and you like to be on farms and you like to have like open areas where you can allow your dog to run roam around. You can have sheep and you can have all these different sorts. I would say yeah, go for a country, like go for it. I mean that type of area because it's not really hardly I mean anything there. But if you're I don't know. I guess it's that some people that grew up in the city. I mean, I guess is that they will find they find much more comfort. Like I think there'll be much more comfort in the city. I guess because they're a lot more around others, and you never really when you're living in the country, like you're living in open spaces, and it could be a little scary. I mean, at first.
Right. And Fizz Crank, you're right. They love those leaves. That's the reason I said I've got to get out here tomorrow. Like after I get back from Tennessee, like I've got to get that cleaned up because snakes do love those leaves because they're thick and they draw heat where they can get warm and under it. And if one of the grandkids run through there, then and if they're up and under a big pile of leaves, like they're not going to see it. You know what I mean? So I try to keep that cleaned up, but I've not been home in a while actually. So I've not got to do that. But yeah, that's my first thing to do when I get home tomorrow because I'm leaving tonight. So, but yeah, I'll have to post them pictures on my little wall thing there and let you
Hmm.
see the ones that I've actually caught and stuff. But like I said, most of the time it's just a plain old black snake. They're honestly they're just there to get rodents.
Yeah, I mean, cause me, I mean, but like I said, I mean, cause since I live like in a city, I've never seen like any snakes actually, running around. Like I've never actually ran into any, like and I really do actually, go on walks, and then sometimes I actually, do walk, quite a bit of distances. I mean, too, but I
Right.
never actually ran into any snakes. I mean,
As
like
far
even when
as
I
like
was
the little ring snakes that live in the ground, honestly, like you could pick it up and it wouldn't even try to bite you. Seriously, I've never in my life, and I've always played with those. Like I've never in my life had one try to bite me. Like I said, I handed the one that I had in the aquarium. I handed it to my little 4-year-old niece, and she played with it for hours. So I mean, there's no way I would hand her a poisonous snake. You know what I mean? Like for real.
right.
So so I mean, a lot of people are just terrified of snakes, though. I mean, and I get it. Like I really get it. Because they are like it's just built in. I think like a thing that's just built in for people to just be naturally scared of snakes. You know, but I'm not.
Well, I mean, in a way, I'm gonna. Well, I take that back because where I mean, even though I live in the city, even I live in the largest state of where I'm in,
Mhm.
I'm gonna basically switch that. There's actually both countries and in cities where I'm actually in. But so it's like kind of like both. But I'm gonna say like near. Mm, I want to say like near the east, like further like eastern, side. Like there's probably no. I take that back. I think the south, like near the south, is more like the countryside. But whereas like when you're going like further west, it kind of like not so much because that's where more like hoods. I mean, and dealers. I mean, actually, live at. I mean, the far east side can be very dangerous. I mean, as well. But the
Right.
northern side, I mean, not so much. The northern side, I'm gonna say, is like the most safest place if you really want to stay away from high crime rate. I'm gonna say the safest place to really go is probably stay within the northern range.
Right. I wouldn't mind going down to Florida and catching some of their pythons and stuff like that. I watched that on TV. Like it's amazing to me how big they grow and how easy they are to find in that area.
I'm in Florida once, like, but that was only like to go like on a Florida trip. So I've only, when I went to that, so I've only been out of the state that I'm in only one time to actually go to Florida, we stayed in Florida for about a week, and it was actually, pretty well, pretty good.
Right.
Not really,
See,
it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
not.
saying. That show that I watched, they were actually getting paid to catch them, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. Like seriously, I could make bukus of money because I'm not afraid of them. Like now, when it gets to the poisonous ones, yeah, you got to be a little bit more technical about how you grab them. You can't just grab those any way you want to. But hell, I've been bit several times by non-poisonous ones. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no biggie. Good night, honey. Um, like it ain't no biggie for me to just grab one up and get bit. Like it's just I don't know. Like now, like I said, the poisonous ones, yeah, I'm a little more technical about how I grab them and stuff. You have to be like you got to be careful. You know what I mean? Like you can't just reach down and snatch one up.
Oh, most definitely not.
Yeah, we have copperheads here too, but the brown snakes is in the water a lot, and like it's hell, we've always thrown rocks at them and scared them off, and then go swimming.
Yeah, I mean, me on the other hand, like can you imagine? Okay, say for example, you walk across. Let's say if you're walking on the side of the street and you see like a big hill, near like a tree, like on the side where you're actually at, you walk up like near like some like a hill, like you see what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
and you see a snake that's just basically laying there, look like it's sleeping, and you throw something, basically at it, and you wake the snake up, and the snake is basically has that angry look on your face, looking straight at you. You're in big trouble. You're going to get the heck out of there as fast as possible.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean that that's a dead given, but like around here, it's like excuse me, copperheads. The way that we was raised, like if you're like a friend of mine just lives right out here at the end of the community, right? And we're like I've got to walk past this really really dark area, and right now I'd say where they're coming out of their dens and stuff. Like if I went out through there, I could smell the smell of really sweet cucumbers because copperheads give off a certain type of smell, and it's sketchy walking out through there without a flashlight or some kind of light because you just know you're going to step on one. And if you step on one, it's going to bite you. Seriously, like you're not good. That's not like because it's going to make you. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get bit. So I have a tendency to like shine my flashlight when I'm walking out through there. like make sure that I'm not stepping on one because like literally you get a sweet cucumbery smell, especially around their dens. Like if there's only one, you're probably not even going to notice it, but like around a den of them, like it gives off a certain smell.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's their eggs. Yeah, and it gives a certain smell off. Like I mean, it really does. But every year that I walk through there in the area out there, because there's no street light or anything, and it's just pitch dark. And it's not a real long area. It's just long enough for you to fucking feel the like, oh shit. Make sure you watch down where you're stepping time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we've caught copperheads in our yard and just throw them in the creek. Like you pick them up by their heads and just sling them in the creek. Let them go somewhere
Oh,
else.
wow. I mean, slamming. I mean, on the creek, oof, like by their face.
Yeah, we just like you got a hold of it with your fingers, your thumb and your finger, like literally at its head because if you get behind it, it still can turn around and bite you. So you're going to get right at its neck, like literally right at the back of its head, and
Mm-hmm.
just sling it. Just sling it as far as you can sling it, and it'll hit the water and it'll swim off.
I was gonna say that you pick up that thing and I can I can imagine a person really grabbing a snake by their neck and really choking it and it looks like their eyes are really like swollen. It looks like they're going.
No, you don't grab it that tight, Berto. You don't want to kill them.
Oh.
Yeah, you just grab it enough to where it can't bite you.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say like if that was the case in the and you were gonna
Well,
slam the snake bite on his face by on the concrete like shoot I can imagine that's gonna be very painful and I can imagine that will if not kill him instantly I think they're probably gonna be in pain for the rest of their life and he may not be able to.
you just like toss it because I'm literally right on the bank out here. Like my yard ends excuse me, at the riverbank, so we're not that far. Like you're not throwing it like you're throwing a 30-yard pass. You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
tossing it, and it just lands in the water, and it'll swim off and go on about its business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
there's
mean.
actual like around here you can actually get paid to catch snakes, but it's illegal because you can sell them to these snake handling churches and stuff. So I mean, they buy poisonous snakes. It's seriously like it's against the law. That's all I'm gonna say. It's against the law.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some, I'm just not, learning a little bit more, about snakes from, by having these conversations. Like I'm learning, a little bit more about them
Well, I mean,
because before, I mean,
there's guides that you can look up online, and it will actually show you poisonous snakes and non-poisonous snakes, and there's a difference in the head shape. Like there's a total difference in the head shape. Don't look at the body because the body can be confusing sometimes. If the sun is hitting it
hmm.
a certain way, it'll look like a different one. Like, don't look at the body, look at the head.
All right. I
Yeah,
mean, that's something I can do.
but
Yeah. So
uh, I think somebody say something about wrestling a gator. I actually wanted to go down last year. I didn't get to go. Maybe I'll get to go this year. I wanted to go catch not a big like 12-foot gator or nothing like that. Not even a 10-foot one. But I did want to go catch a small one for my birthday. Not like a baby one, but I mean for real, like maybe 4 or 5 foot. Not a great old big one, but not a baby either. You know what I mean? Something that's going to give me a little fight back just to say I done it. And I don't know why, but I'm just fascinated with that for some reason.
yeah, because I've never really really studied it. I mean, any snakes. Like I've never I never really been like into them like like that, but but just by having these conversations, it's possible that I will look into into them a little bit more. It's
Yeah, I
just that
mean,
I've never.
really, like some people are just. It's just. I think it's entwined with us that I just feel that a lot of people are just naturally afraid of snakes just because it's a snake. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily have to be for real. Like I'm not saying go out here and just snatch one up, Berto. I am not. Do some research. Do a lot of research, and then if you want to try to catch one,
Yeah,
then like try to catch one that's non-poisonous. Non-poisonous. That's the reason I said do the research. Like look at the head, make sure it's a non-poisonous snake. Like it's shut up, Mister Nobody. That ain't even right. He said just grab it. You'll be fine. No, don't.
wow.
Do not just grab it and you'll be fine.
Yeah, you tell Mr. Nobody to shut up.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law was like, tell him to shut up. Yeah, my daughter-in-law was terrified, guys. I mean, like, I mean, seriously, like, mortal terrified of, like, just any kind of snake. Knowing that I wouldn't bring nothing in that's going to, you know, oh, shit.
I'm definitely not I'm not touching like an ordinary, just an ordinary, ordinary snake. I'm definitely not going up to one like it like shoot. I mean, I'll be be ready to just basically stomp on it. So yeah, I am gonna probably do some research on it because there's
Yeah,
ain't no way I'm going near just any snake, like no way.
right. And Mr. Nobody says it's them trouser snakes you got to worry about. Oh, Lord. Yeah, my daughter-in-law was like literally terrified of them. Like, even though like she knows that I'm not going to bring anything poisonous around the grandkids, like she's still like she's
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
terrified of them.
because I'm the type of person, if a snake really sniffs it, me, I'm like, and it really like scares me. I mean, like that. I'm the type of person like I will really like I would stomp on that on that snake, and and I would really crush into little bit pieces. Like I'm like because I just couldn't, I can't do it.
Yeah,
They're too scary. I mean,
right.
but like I said,
I get that. I understand that. I mean, I really understand that because a lot, like I said, it's just a natural thing that people are scared of snakes. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Yeah, I just me, I mean, on the other hand, I just will probably very cautious of of it, but if it starts like hissing at me, like that snake ain't that snake is not making out alive. It's like what? It's like no, 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 no.
Right. Like it's just like I don't know. Like I said, whenever I was younger, because I see my dad killing every damn one of them. Like he didn't give a damn. Like he just grabbed something and kill it. And then
Mm-hmm.
as I got older, like I was like, we don't need to kill them. And now that I've got like actually an ex of mine, probably 10 years ago or longer, actually got me to catch my first one, and I've caught them ever since.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, and they're not all bad. You know what I mean? And they've got
Yeah.
purpose. Like I don't know what the purpose is of a damn rattlesnake or a freaking copperhead, but they do have a purpose here for something.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, but black snakes and garter snakes and stuff like that, they're out for the rodents. A ground snake eats worms and bugs and just stuff like that. They're not really they're not really anything to worry about. Like for real, it's like literally picking up a worm. Have you ever picked up a worm, like a fishing worm?
I picked up worms before. Yes.
Okay, a ground snake, or some people call them ring snakes, um, is it has pretty much the same. Well, the worm's going to try to get away from you. The ground snake is literally going to curl up in the palm of your hand and try to get warm. Like they're not aggressive. They're not going to bite you. Like they're really not. And I think,
Yeah,
yeah, they are all God's creatures, and they have a purpose here. I don't know what a poisonous snake's purpose is here, but it has a purpose here. Is the way I'm looking at it. Like I don't know what it is. A rapper, but I mean, just do some research and look, and see which ones are poisonous, which ones ain't, like that type thing. Because some, like I said, some just they're not going to hurt you at all. Like seriously, it's not going to happen.
yeah, because I've never actually been around a snake like that. Like I don't like, to be honest. I don't even think I've ever actually ran into any. I mean, to be honest, because I
Have you
think there,
have,
because
have
we're
you ever seen one in person? Have you ever actually seen a snake in person? You know what I mean? Like other than maybe an aquarium or something.
um to be honest, like I mean, I can't really say, and I don't think I've ever. Let's just say I don't think I've ever like actually interacted with a snake. I don't mean I'm
Well,
not gonna say I've never.
right. You've never had an encounter with one though?
No.
That's awesome. I mean, that's weird too to me because, like I said, I live in the country. Fuck, we've been around them all our lives. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just look it up whenever you get time or some spare time or whatever. They're not. Some of them's not aggressive as people like to let on.
Yeah, because I'm gonna I like to say where I'm from. I will say like they're very extremely rare. I mean where I live, so it's very unlikely that you would like ever encounter them. I mean, especially where I grew up and lived at, like it's very rare that you ever like encounter like a snake.
Right.
So
Now, even I
that
know like Harlan City is still. I mean, it's still part of the country, but like I've seen copperheads downtown Harlan, like in the city on the concrete, on the blacktop and stuff. So I mean, I've seen them like out in our cities, but maybe not in you know everybody's cities because y'all's is more of the concrete jungle, and we actually have mountains. You know what I mean, or what they call
yeah.
concrete jungle. You know what I mean, but like I have seen them in our little cities and stuff that we have around here. Not not a whole lot, but I have seen them. And that's strange because, like I said, they're on that hot blacktop and concrete and stuff like that, and that's something you normally don't see them on. Excuse me.
Yeah, because I could imagine like majority of them like are probably like somewhere near. I'm trying to think. Like you said, they're more. You're more likely to like encounter them like you said in the country or somewhere where there's like trails and stuff.
Right. There's grass and trees and just some type of forest would have to be close. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And like I've seen them downtown Harlan a few times. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not
because
gonna
I mean
I'm not
I've
gonna say that
also
city because I'm sure I'm sure there is some somewhere. You know, just because of the sewer lines or not sewer lines, but like their drainage lines and stuff from the cities and shit. Like I'm sure they're in there.
yeah, because I've been at to parks and and stuff like and I've also been into like hiking trails and well no well I've been to like fields and stuff. I just never really encounter a snake. I mean I'm not gonna, well, let's just say I'm not gonna say I've never I just I don't remember like ever encountering a snake in my life. Let's just say that I don't
Right.
recall ever, because they're just not very common where I grew up. They just weren't very common. So I'm gonna say I've never actually encountered, like you said, never encountered one.
I turn the page. Fist crank. The difference in a copperhead and a cottonmouth is one lives in the water and one don't. In my opinion, I may not be correct, but that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know that's that's pretty rare for a person to never like encounter a snake. I know that that's like very rare, but I know that a lot of people will probably think that that's kind of weird too.
But I mean, you live in the city, so I mean that's to be expected. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you you don't live in my neck of the woods. You know what I mean? Like if you was around a lot of forest area and just mountains and stuff, like you would have already done that by any means.
Right.
Like it happened like a long time ago. You know what I mean? But where
Mm-hmm.
you live in the city and says one. I was going to say one's mouth is open. One, yeah, that's true too. I just think one lives in the water. Like both of them can swim. Don't get me wrong, but one lives in the water. Like it stays in the water 90% of the time, and one doesn't. Yeah, like soon as my family sees a snake, they holler for me so I can come out and like say if it's poisonous or not or whatever. Like if my oldest son sees it, it's dead. Like he don't care. He does not care. It's dead. Like it's done. And I've tried to tell him a million times, don't do that, but it's not going to change nothing. If he sees a snake, it's done.
Like it's good, like going out the door.
Yeah, it's. I've told him a million times, don't do it, don't kill them, and it don't do nothing.
Yeah, I'm always like, I guess it's that a lot of people don't have, he must be terrified of snakes too.
Yeah, he doesn't like snakes. He doesn't deal with snakes.
I mean, I can honestly, say that they can, like, be, be some really feisty, things. I know that, the same people are the same way with mice. Too. Like, when you see like mice, running across your house, I know that a lot of people are the same way with with that.
Yeah, a lot of people's afraid of mice and spiders. Now, I had a big phobia of spiders at one time. Like, I mean, hey, I didn't care if it was a little bitty one or a great old big, and I was running the same. Like, I didn't give a shit. And then it just got like I just kind of got over it because we have to deal with wolf spiders around here a whole lot, and they are some big creatures.
Oh, I kill spiders. Like, spiders don't phase me. I kill them things.
Oh, used to. I honestly, like, I was just, oh Lord, spiders just irk me a little. Like it just throws me off. Throws my whole game off. And dealing with wolf spiders, like, mm-mm. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, seriously. I'd rather not deal with them, but I have to because I live here. Like, it's just part of it, I guess.
Yeah, and we've had plenty of mice. I mean, in our households, like when I was growing up, especially like in the old apartments that I used to live in, like, and this was like over a decade ago. I'm gonna say like this is, oh crap. I'm gonna say like this is probably like maybe 15, like almost 16 years ago, and so yeah, so it's it's been practically a while, like so I was just a little bitty thing then. So technically speaking, we there will be mice. I mean, running across. I mean, the freaking. I mean, house where we used to live in, and plus we had a lot of don't get me wrong. We also had a lot of ants, like stuff like there was ants like crawling. I mean, oh, calling over the toilets, like and then that's the thing though, we will call and get them ants. I mean, fixed and to actually kill the ants, but and would you believe that the ants would still reappear? You couldn't get rid of them.
Yeah, it's like when they got a trail. Like you have to pretty much go to the end of the trail of where they're coming from, and actually like put like some kind of poison or something there that's going to deter them from coming into the house. Like we had a bad problem with that, like right at the kitchen window, like they were coming up through the like from outside. They had a whole little trail. I mean, looked like millions of them coming up that little trail. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why do they keep coming to the kitchen window? And I would spray sprays and stuff. So I went outside and I looked, and that's when I noticed, that they had a actual trail. And I was like, oh no. So I figured out where they was going, and that's where I sprayed. And we've not had a problem out of them since.
Nice.
So you have to find the actual source of it. You know what I mean? Because once they get a trail going, like they have I don't know, like their senses, I guess, or whatever it's called, and they'll continue to keep coming to the same spot.
Oh yeah. And there's definitely, I mean, and when that happens, like it's definitely no way to get rid of it. Like you said, they'll just
Like
keep
yeah,
reappearing
you got
over
to
and
get
over.
some kind of, like you can spray disinfectant all around your sink. You can clean that sucker as good as you can, and they're still going to come back. I don't care
Right?
what's around. So you literally have to get some kind of poison and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To actually take care of it. Like it, if not, then you're just going to continue to have the same problem over and over and over.
Yeah, because I remember it, like in my area, like even when you would go to the bathroom, there would you sit on the toilet. Oh my goodness, you believe that there would be ants on the toilet too? Like and so you had to when you would kill like somebody, you think they got them all, and then you see the ants on the toilet. And guess what? Then you could basically see them when you get them up. They're probably already some of them on your butt, and some of them are probably on your legs. So and it was
Oh
just
no.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Hmm. I mean, we did like practically everything we could, like but like you said, they were crawling all over in the bathroom too. It was just
Right.
unbelievable. I mean, all over the rooms, to downstairs, like you couldn't get rid of them. Like it don't matter what you did. There's no because and it wasn't in our only apartment either. It was like basically throughout their apartments too, because other people had them as well.
Right. Yeah. Once they get a trail leading to wherever they can get some kind of food of any kind, they're going to keep coming back. You have to, no matter how much you disinfect and clean or whatever, if they got a trail leading to that area, they're coming back.
Yep,
So I followed it out the window. You know what I mean? So you gotta find the source of it.
exactly. And I've also not only that. Would you also believe that? Okay. Say for example, when we would have mints, sometimes when my mom used to buy us these little mints. I mean, for us to actually keep in the
Yeah.
house to actually have some for the next day. I will always set the mints on my dresser, and wait till the next morning. Mm-hmm.
That's my youngin. He said, "We're live at 5, mother effer." He's
Yeah, so I will sit the mints on the dresser. Like when you like, it would be no ants there. It looked like because it looked like I would have got rid of them all, like but there would be no ants on my dresser. But every time I would lay a mint on my basically dresser or next to my bed, the very next morning, each time, and this happened more than once, like multiple times. I would wake up the very next morning and there's ants already on my mints, inside my mints.
Oh wow. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so I couldn't even enjoy my mints. I really had to get rid of them and throw them away.
Well, that sucks. But my
It
family's here to
does.
take me fishing, so I hate to run off with good company, but Birdo, I am going fishing, honey.
Alrighty then. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
No problem. You know that.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, for
Alright then.
joining us in chat and everything, but I'm headed out to go fishing, and everybody have a good night.